Oh, there you
Yo,
go. Virtual
yo,
background.
what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Disbearity here, and today we're back with another ServoCast podcast. I believe this is episode 9, 8 or 9, one of those damn episodes, right? They're so far deep into it, So in today's podcast, in today's show, it's going to be a pretty special one. We have a special guest. She goes by the name of Ciao, and y'all know who Tips is. Tips is another great friend of mine who wanted to, come on in through today. So, first and foremost, I guess we'll let the special guest speak first, So, without further ado, Ciao, who are you? Tell us who you are, what you're about.
Wow, put me like that. I'm Jiao, and I am since 4 months back a homemaker who plays games. I like point and click and puzzle games and female gooner games on mobile.
yeah, I feel it. We all got to goon sometimes. I feel that. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, Mr. Dark Riddler, tell us who you are, what you're about, and how you. Well, actually, hold on. Before you can get to Riddler, hold on. I'm about to put this Spanish motherfucker on spot. Aiden's, his ass has been gone for three times already. Okay, breaking my heart each time.
Yes.
How you doing though? Welcome on in. Tell us who you are, what you're about, dude.
First of all,
tell us everything.
Glad to be here. I just run a single player gaming channel. That's about it. I don't want to get too deep.
Sir, this is your time to advertise, man. Advertise yourself to the people.
Well,
feel free.
I'm just kind of transitioning into.
You're transitioning? I'm so proud of you.
No, not like that.
Congratulations.
I'm transitioning my channel from boring stuff to hopefully good stuff.
No, that's good though. That's good though. No, I appreciate that. That's good, man. Glad to hear it. Hopefully, can't wait to see what happens with your channel, dude. Now, Works and Tips, tell us who you are, what you're about, and how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. My name is Worker Tips. I mainly just, play games in my off time. I barely stream, although I do kind of want to try and get back into really doing that, especially with some of the games I really do want to do.
Okay.
I enjoy both single player and multiplayer. Obviously, single player games are pretty good considering me and Stacey, for one, are going through that Dragon Quest grind.
Yeah, we sure are. That draconian grind, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of grind, man. I feel it, dude. I feel it. Vanta Black Knight says you are really black. I can barely see you in there. How are you doing today, sir? What's going on with you? you like a shadow of the darkness, bro. Who are you, Batman? Yeah. What's going on, champ?
There you
go. He's like, let me fix my shit real quick. I'm black. I'm Vanta Black, man. Nigga of the darkness. But when you can though, man, tell us who you are, what you're about, and how you doing. All that good stuff.
I'm I'm Black Knight. I'm also mostly into single player games, although I occasionally dabble in multiplayer as well. Right now, I'm just I've been playing Digimon Storytime Stranger, and I'm just right now just living life, just hanging in there.
That's good. I hope that you're enjoying it because it seems like that's the game you've been on for quite some time. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I hope you're just not playing the game to hate play the game. You're actually enjoying it. Yeah, because there are people that do that though.
Yeah.
And
a long time ago.
And before I get to Ridley, because he said he wanted to be last. Y'all, if y'all don't know who I am already, my name is Disbearity. I used to call myself Disbearity RTS based in RPGs, but now I'm just Disbearity. I'm here, like Aiden. I'm transitioning from a man to a woman. I'm playing. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But but for real though, here at this channel, as you guys know, love talk about gaming, video games and stuff. I'm a big nerd. Like Tip said, I do love my single player games, but I do like to dabble in multiplayer games from time to time. I do partner up with Aiden's about almost every other Sunday, depending on how everything goes through our lives. We do partner up for Squad Up Sundays every Sunday. There will not be one tomorrow, but there will be one in the future. Of course. But other than that, thank you guys for joining the podcast today. I appreciate that. And I hope that you guys can have a good time with the discussions that we're going to have. And now, last but not least, Dark Riddler. How you doing, sir? Tell us what you're about, man.
I am doing well. I am a story-based content creator. part of a gaming studio, which we do currently have a game in early access, and I do also have 2 short novels. Wrote one which is exclusively out currently. The second one will be out pretty soon. I just got to put a couple more finishing touches on it as far as like the cover of it and everything else. But other than that, I've been running through Remember Me right now.
That's what's up. Glad to hear it, sir. Glad to hear it. So now, is that, well, first off, that is all you have, really? Anything else?
Oh yeah, Hal should have been on this podcast.
Oh, I told him. He's like, nah, man, I can't do it, man. I'm too nervous for that shit. I was like, okay, man, I guess, you know.
Too nervous. How you gonna be nervous around his own wife?
Because, you know, well,
and I am the one with social anxiety in like this relationship.
hey, it happens, you know, like it happens. So the first topic that we're going to be talking about, guys, we're going to actually be hitting up today is gamers versus themselves. Are we our own worst enemy? So to give you a little taste or a little description of what we're going to be talking about here. So we say we want better games, but do our actions prove otherwise? So from outrage culture to impossible demands, we're going to explore how people are breaking the very industry that they love. So who wants to go first on this topic? Or do you think you have a handle on this topic?
I'm going last.
You want to go last?
I think I have a little like controversial opinion on this. Just vote your fucking wallet. If you don't like a game, don't buy it.
That's valid. That's very valid. I know for me, for instance, you know, like I said, I tell people all the time, man, if the game looks good to me, I'll buy it. If it don't look good, I'm not going to buy it. It's just that simple. But, you know, for me, it's like, I'm not going to sit there and trash it and call it this, that, and the third. And I think, matter of fact, I got into a conversation with someone who was just like, you know, because they're, you know, with game devs, right? You got to, if you're making complaints, you got to let the game devs like know, like, give them valid criticism on said game that you're complaining about. Because if they don't have that valid criticism, then what can they fix? You know, what can they change? Yeah. Instead of just saying, well, your game is ass or your game is trash or, you know, this, that, and the third, you know? And so I wish more players would actually do that, you know, but also more players. Go ahead.
I think what like a lot of players need to realize too is like, well, when you're gonna like give this feedback or when you're gonna complain, do it in official channels, because developers, some hang out on Reddit, some hang out in like the Steam forums, but if that's all the places you're bitching, the feedback's never gonna reach developers, so they're not gonna know until it hits the like news outlets. That is
very, very true. You know, very, very true. I also feel like, you know, there's a lot of things that are just going on within this industry. You know, there's a lot. You know, one thing is like microtransactions. You know, we all gave into that. You know, we all like the little cute costumes that, you know, that come out with characters and stuff like that. We all like to give into that. We all like to buy that. You know, and I get it. I done it too. You know, we like, you know, live service games. You know, I fully believe that live service games are actually actively destroying the industry for the simple fact that, you know, when a game dev or when a developers come up with a new game and it's a live service game, if their live service game isn't successful or isn't a hit, guess what's going to happen to that game dev, you know? And so, but we as gamers, that we actively feed into that live service system because we keep playing those games or whatnot. But it's always, again, like I always say, it's all about time, you know? If we don't give these games time or these live service games time, they're going to die. But at the same time, though, I think it's up to the game developers to quit making live service games at this point and just kind of like move on from the trend. But I mean,
like live service games make money, and there's a lot of people who play live service games or like, you know, gacha games and things like that. I'm a heavy player of Lads, Love and Deep Space, which is it's a gacha, and I sink way too much money into that game, but I also play it a lot. So I mean, it's not like I sit there and play like pay money and hate myself over playing this game. So some live service games are good.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. What about you, Tips? Do you have any thoughts on this, Tips?
Well, in my opinion, not fully, just because I'm not really too into the I mainly just play my games, you know. I don't really care but I don't really let the negativity of what other people have to say about games get to me. If I enjoy a game, I enjoy a game. If you don't, then you don't. Just don't go to the internet and take, you know, like, dog on a game if you possibly, for example, have never played it.
Yeah.
I mean, good games are always gonna like make money, so they're gonna stick around, and the developers are gonna stick around for forever. Like, I mean, just look at Stardew Valley. I think I own Stardew Valley on like 4 different consoles because I like that game. I've given Concerned Ape a lot of money, and like he's doing well.
I ain't gonna lie, I hated Stardew Valley when I first played it. And then like I was like about like 2 months later, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it another chance, right? Before I knew it, I was already like 8 hours deep. I don't know what the fuck happened. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I like to play this game for. It's like, okay, this game's pretty dope. So you
Yeah.
know, go ahead.
I liked it because I like it's basically like the spiritual successor of like Harvest Moon Back to Nature, and I played that shit as a kid. So like even my big sister who like hates console games, she was playing it more than I did. Like it was a great game.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Aiden, what about you, sir? What are your thoughts on this topic?
Well, I feel this is just my opinion, but just like many things, I think we're our own enemy, our worst enemy. And live service, I mean, I don't see it going away anytime soon. It is what it is. I don't have problems with it because I don't play them that much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like people were saying in this podcast, you just kind of have to vote with your wallet. That's all you can do. I mean, you can't get mad at somebody for liking a game that you don't like. That doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't, honestly. But you know,
I don't know.
it really does though, and like 100%. So this kind of goes on with what we're currently talking about too. So I think this is something that Xanta picked out. You know, industry layoffs, basically massive layoffs are reshaping the gaming industry. So as you guys know, within the gaming industry, there are massive layoffs that's happening daily, basically, right? So you know, studios they close down, devs they vanish. You know, there's less creativity, more like sanitization and stuff. So what do y'all like thoughts on that? You know, on what's going on within that? I mean, we see it everywhere. You know, there's like various indie games that are coming out and they just close down because their game isn't successful, and then you know they just go away. I know Vanta, I know you have a couple picks on that. Go ahead.
Just because I think it's kind of horrible for the industry as a whole, as well as kind of horrible here. I've heard this idea that people are like, oh, the game industry might end up crashing. I'm like, aren't we silently sort of already in a crash? Because if we keep getting these fucking layoffs like every year, that's fucking horrible. Like even after like COVID, which was almost like a boon to the gaming industry because obviously people were stuck at home and they started playing all these games, but now all of a sudden you're still laying people off. That's crazy. You're taking them out of the industry, and guess what, they leave the industry, which means they leave the knowledge of like the things like of the things they picked up over the years, which means they take it to another industry, which means they stop making the people that are good at what they do are stop making do and that stop doing what they're doing and go into another industry, which means we're left with people who either don't know what they're doing or trying it for the first time, which means, theoretically speaking, they take longer, they're worse, they have more bugs. That's just bad for the industry as a whole, not to mention creativity, people not being able to have a good living, and, I don't want to start the conversation on, trying to union busting, because I think it was, recently there was I gotta look it up again. But there was recently another layoff because of union busting. I think it was Square Enix. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I saw that.
And like, I believe it was, I think it was some Japanese studio or something. I think, but that it might have been the FromSoft. I believe I'm taking this from. I need to look it up. I know I should, but fact checking.
Yeah.
But, basically, people were in a kerfuffle of like, oh, they were reusing like certain assets, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, my nigga, if you have the knowledge and you can make it look good and you can do these, like, why wouldn't you just redo that? Because if you have people that know how to use a tool, I'm not saying you got to reuse everything, but if you have people that know how to use a tool, you want to keep those people and those tools and that know-how rather than restart everything for every single project. That doesn't really make any, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to start restarting everything. You can, I'm not saying don't progress, but obviously, and I don't want to. That's all I'm saying. We need to find a way to keep these industry professionals in the industry, and keep things
Well,
fresh.
well, it's also more so that gaming has become more, what's that word for, corporate, basically.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's literally what it is. And when it comes corporate, they don't care about gaming as the art form anymore, as the art form, art style, or anything of the sort. It's just, well, we need to keep bringing up our profits and to keep it up there, keep it going. And I don't care how you do it, and they take these IPs, like great IPs, and they ruin these IPs by doing that, making these games sanitized, not living up to the game that's his best, ability or whatnot, And so it's quite sad that we're currently in this case right now, and us as gamers, all we can do is just kind of just sit there and look at from the outside in, just be like, wow, this is really happening right now. This is actually going, and so, God, I wish Gabby was in chat because she talks a lot about game devs and shit. She could tell us a lot of shit because she works for Ubisoft, or whatnot. But anywho, though, that's just where we're currently at right now. And so, and that's why when it comes to, like, the argument here, like, yeah, Western game studios, I think they're just cooked, versus like something like Japanese, but like the Japanese are kind of slowly creeping that Americanized way, in a sense, because go ahead. Well,
I think it's not just like the Western gaming industry. I think this is the tech industry in general. And coming from, like, someone who worked in tech for like over a decade, it's just there has been this bubble about, like, not just game developers but developers in general. It's been a very hot industry. So there's a lot of people who educate themselves and like, oh, I'm gonna become a developer. Like, not so much maybe like creatively and work with like 3D engine and things but like developer programming. And the more people that come in, like the less job there's going to be for everyone. The tech industry have been growing until like maybe 5 years ago, or like around COVID. So there was job in order to satisfy everyone, even maybe in gaming, but in tech in general. But then when COVID came and everyone started downsizing because like people stopped spending and everyone was worried, people started educating themselves to become developers, but the jobs were going away. And like, that's a bubble who's bursting. So we have all of these developers that like need a job now, but we don't have like enough jobs. And then everyone who keeps fighting about these positions, they're gonna like go down like in salary, and people don't want to go down in salary. They're gonna leave like the industry. They're gonna like. I have so many friends who are like they don't do tech anymore. They've just left completely. Like game developers, they're like sound engineers. They're not doing it for gaming anymore. They've gone into like the music industry because like gaming didn't pay well to begin with, but now it pays worse because you don't have game developers fighting for game developers position. You have programmers fighting for game developers positions, and they are usually like they know more about general programming and not just like game programming. And sometimes that's what the company wants. They want someone who like who knows more than just the tool you're working with. And I think that's just, I mean, I forgot my point now.
go ahead. Take your time. Go ahead.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
So that's what's happening. Like it's not just the game industry that's like laying people off. It's tech in general, and as you said, that's gonna like a lot of people who knows a lot of things are just gonna leave because they don't want to pay like take these low salaries because that's what they have to, because we have too many workers and too less jobs.
Like, do y'all have any examples of like game studios that you guys enjoyed that closed down? Like just because of what's going on? We got go.
Littered with kids.
Come on! I know y'all got something out there. Come on.
Was that one Arcane Austin or something?
Arcane Austin. Oh yeah, they got butt fucked by Microsoft. Microsoft said, "Hey, we're gonna, even though you guys specialize in single player games, we're gonna throw you guys onto a multiplayer game. It needs to be a live service s kind of game too. So good luck, y'all. Good luck." Guess what happened? The game came out. Microsoft needed a hit, it wasn't a hit, and Microsoft said, you know what? I honestly feel like they just wanted to close them down, keep it a buck. Because truth be told, if I remember when that happened, people are saying like when we bought Bethesda, we bought Bethesda. We didn't buy Arcade Austin, basically. Like even though they did, because Bethesda owned Arcade Austin in that sense. It's like we didn't really own them, in this. Y'all kind of get what I'm saying. Like we didn't really want them. We just want Bethesda and what Bethesda is known for, which is Fallout and Elder Scrolls, so on and so forth. And so Microsoft did them dirty in that sense.
Yeah.
Real dirty.
I hate that because that's just like there's some corporate goon who says you do games, right? So we have this game that you made. We want you to make other game, and it's like, but they are two different games. Like we have this specialties. Yeah, but games are games. It's like asking like a network engineer to fix your printer. I mean, technically it's tech, but.
That's funny. Now, really, from your perspective, sir, as a game dev, how do you feel about this, sir, as a game dev?
Oh, boy.
He's pulling out the notes.
No, I feel a lot of things. Like, honestly, C is like really hit it on the head.
Mm-hmm.
But even with the layoffs, I'm actually surprised Square Enix ain't had one yet because they first quarter they lost almost 4 or 5 billion. And that's why I sat there and even said, y'all got to remember they still have to make that third game. So now it's like, okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to go back to the original system that originally that game came from? Or are you going to keep going with that in hopes that you make sales off of it? It all boils down to, okay, and then it's like this. Between Blizzard, Activision, and then GF, and they, I guess you could say, advertisement of skins that they went back on their promise about.
Mm-hmm.
And then now saying like they was gonna retract it, either retract it or what's that other word I'm looking for? Retract it or revert it rather.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Well, obviously it's some companies, of course, that are listening to the actual communities when it comes to more so criticism, as you say, which is fair. I get that 100%. But it's become to where now, like, I don't even think people are even liking live service stuff anymore.
I'm worried with the layoffs that people are like game studios are gonna go back to like being safe and stop like taking chances. I mean, we've already seen like a bunch of remakes and like remaster and things like that. But I think we're gonna see more and more of that because they're like at least bigger companies. They're just gonna try to do things that they think will sell. And if people like a game enough, like why make a new like a new version of or like a sequel or a things like that? Why you just not make a remake of something people really like?
I mean, now you hear that they sitting there literally like some people are even starting to use AI to even create their designs and stuff like that.
Actually, that kind of goes to the next topic too, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay,
good transition.
Yeah, it's a good transition. Yeah.
I think they just forgot about one thing that matters. One is today's economy. You ain't gonna find too many people gonna pay $60, $70 just for a damn skin.
No.
You're not. I know somebody right now got about a fucking $400-$500 skin, and they've been the only person I've ever seen with that skin in that game. The only person. I've yet to see another person with that fucking skin in that fucking game. Like dead ass.
Damn. But
But it boils down to me, it just boils down to now they gonna have to go back to where stuff was affordable, and that's where the problem is to me. Affordability and actual fucking new shit.
Yeah.
Because they even going up on prices towards fucking battle passes now.
Oh yeah. But hey, but you think the gaming is a $1 billion industry. Gaming, that's the crazy part. Is like profits are still going up, but people are getting layoffs. It's kind of crazy. It really is crazy like that. I believe that.
I think that's a tech thing because like gaming companies are tech companies, and like tech has been like attractive, so they've been making more and more money, and they kind of got like they got overconfident with their hiring, and then when profits go down, like they don't want to like lose their margins, but they have to cut costs somewhere, even though because they don't have enough money coming in, and yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that completely. I get that completely. And so, I mean, and that's where currently we're at, to name a couple of game studios off the top of my head too that like closed down, at least for sure recently. As you guys know, the creator of Saints Row series, Violation, they closed down. And, for them at least, Volition, they created a sanitized version of Saints Row, and it's not the Saints Row that people, that people wanted basically. So
wasn't that a different?
It was a reboot in a sense, that a reboot that wasn't.
I know about that. I'm talking about Volition itself. Wasn't that
No, it was the same company. It was the same company. It was the very same company. But also keep in mind that Volition, though, the problem with them is that they haven't really had a banger since Saints Row 2. It felt like they're kind of just. I'm sorry, I'll take that back. Since Saints Row the 3rd. Because it felt like they just kept coasting between games or whatnot, and then like after each iteration, like Saints Row the 4th, Got Out of the Hell, and very other projects, they just weren't great games. And Deep Silver was like,
which one was the one where they went into space?
That might have been Saints Row 4, because that was the one that took place in a simulation, and you're like the president. Yeah,
okay,
and so
that's the one I didn't care for.
Yeah, and so Saints Row, basically died. And because
dead ass, like that was around that era where everybody had some type of shit where they was going into space, and that shit just got tiring after a while.
Then
yeah, but I think like maybe that's just like the natural cycle of a game studio. If you don't have a banger in like in a while, you're gonna run out of money. You're gonna have to close down.
Yeah, and you're not wrong on that either. You're very not wrong.
But who do you blame in that case, though?
You have to blame management or the incompetence of management. Like when people look at Saints Row, it's basically saying, look, when I look at Saints Row, I'm like, look, I want Volition to create a Saints Row that's Saints Row 2 but better. I don't care. Like I want them to compete with GTA. We needed a GTA competitor. We needed them to keep doing their own thing or whatever, but like build upon it. But they didn't do that. They just kept like, let's go make this into a goofball game where the sandbox game. It's like I get that, I really do. But at the end of the day, what are you do? Every game you have to realize that the meal that you're giving out to people isn't great. You got to change the recipe somewhere. Yeah, that's a good ass analogy. Wait a minute. Hold on, I'm cooking. I'm fucking cooking. Hold on.
I mean, to be fair though, at least once a year though, you notice a lot that there's this whole trend thing that goes on. Thank God nobody stole fucking Battlefield's fucking idea of massive actual fucking battles. But it's a whole thing where, okay, everybody wants to do a BR. Okay, now everybody wants to do like a Fall Guys kind of thing. Then you had the era where everybody had to be a Souls-like.
Well, you have to. Well, hold on, really. You're missing an era now. You have the Call of Duty era. You have the Minecraft era. You have the the MOBA era, or whatnot. That was in 2013, 2014. You had the zombie survival era.
And then everybody stole the revive system from Apex.
Yeah. Then they went with the battle. I think right now we're still in the battle royale era right now, unless I might be missing one.
I think it's more attraction now. There's a lot of
now we're hitting to that one, yeah.
More or less. But I think that might be already on its way out, all things considered.
Yeah, so we're definitely I think we're definitely in gotta. But this is actually, like I said, it was a pretty good transition to another topic that really actually brought up, and this is about AI development in I'm sorry, AI in game development. Is it now? Do y'all think it's innovative, or do y'all think it's just laziness? Basically, at the end of the day. Again, to give y'all a description of it, AI when it comes to AI, it promises faster, cheaper development, but what's the cost of that basically? So, what are y'all's thoughts on that? And I think I can go first on that. Now,
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
What type of AI are we talking about? Are we talking about like asset generation and pictures, or are we talking about AI tools like Copilot and Amazon Code with?
I guess it's both.
AI,
we can go.
It's a different discussion depending on what we're talking about.
Okay, we'll take both of them up.
Yeah, this is right.
Yeah. So let's talk about generated AI first. When it comes to like images and stuff, how does anybody feel about? Do y'all think it's laziness, or do y'all think it's perfectly fine? Like, example for me, I feel like, look, if you need asset placeholders or whatnot, right? I think AI is the perfect way to do that with. If you're just building your game, you need assets, quick assets or whatever. That yes, it's going to save up on cost, but then later on, whenever you're changing, things later on, yes, you can hire, real artists. Example here, actually, matter of fact, this is actually a really good example. I'm a guy who loves playing a lot of RTS games. There's actually an RTS game that came out recently called Raid Chaos. Raid Chaos used a lot of AI assets in their games or whatnot, and people were bitching and calling them out on that. And they have already stated that that those AI assets are going to be replaced. It's just right now they can't, afford. This is why they entered into early access, for they can afford to make those changes. Now, in that sense, what are your thoughts on that? And Ace, I want to go with you first, sir. Calling you out.
All right. Yeah.
I need to
I agree that it can be used effectively to save time on, certain things as far as like templates for something, but I don't think you should actually use it as a final showcase of something. Like there was I don't know. I think it was a Call of Duty cover that like the cover was generated and people were calling it out. Like all the textures were weird. It was, how it is, how it can be funky. But like you were kind of saying, was it puts someone that could possibly be doing a job for, that company. That's an artist that could make a living doing that. And it's unfortunate that, it's kind of being taken away. There's some laziness to it, obviously, because I'm not gonna lie, I use it to help me, structure certain things.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's not like I'm relying on it for everything, or I don't know. That's just how I see it. I think it's just a tool, for certain jobs. You could use it a certain way that it's not gonna harm you.
Yeah.
I think it's when you have like big companies who have like a lot of in-house like designers are using like AI to generate assets. I think that's laziness. But I think if you're like a smaller studio where you don't maybe have that many graphic designers or like people who work with graphics in general, like you using AI to generate like dirt sprite like 1 to 5, I think that's gonna help you develop quicker. And I don't see that that's wrong. I think in that case it's more where do you get your pictures from, and what's it been trained on, and like are you actually getting something original, or are you getting something that's stolen from somewhere else on the internet? I think that's a bigger problem when it comes to asset generation actually.
Yeah,
because you don't want to put anything in your game and then find out that AI stole it, because that's opening you up for lawsuit.
Oh yeah. You're not wrong. Like I don't know. I will say this though. There is a lot of misconception, I feel personally, when it comes to AI. But my main gripe with AI in general though is the amount of resources that it uses and takes up with, especially right now when a lot of companies are upping their AI usefulness while also making consumer products cost a bit more. I'll give you an example here. RAM prices for computer parts. Your RAM prices, right? Earlier this year, RAM was about $90 for 32 gigs of RAM. 64 gigs, it was about $164, something like that, right? Or somewhere between there. Nowadays, for 32 gigs of RAM, it now costs between $160 to $190 for 32 gigs. insane. And the reason why it's costing that high is because companies are buying usage of AI, are using AI or whatnot.
So I'm gonna challenge you on that because the companies who are actually like building the AI, like are using the AI generation and things like that, they are not generating these on like consumer grade computers. Like the prices for your RAM stick that you put in your computer, it's not like really that much. Like it's not going to change because companies are buying them up because they're using server, and servers have different RAM sticks, and that's a totally different component.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me go to my sources real quick. Yeah, this is a big issue thing in the tech industry right now. Where
unless there's like like silicon chips and everything like that, like that are being used to make both like consumer grade RAM sticks and like server grade RAM sticks, and if there's like a shortage of that might affect it. But I think yes, production costs for like hardware has gone up in general.
Let me see. So this is from what's it called? What are they called? PC Bag or whatnot. Let me share my screen real quick, and I'll bring that up. I got caught off my porn real quick. Hold on, guys. Just kidding.
Yo, whoa.
Hey,
stop gatekeeping.
Where the hell? Hey, this is a Christian life.
You need to stop
I think you say that every stream.
I gotta say it's all Christianated, niggas. I mean, what?
That's
sorry.
That way you.
He's just letting us know that he needs Jesus.
Do I though? Do I need Jesus? I might though. I don't know. I might. Is this the right screen? No, that's not the right screen. My bad, y'all. It's taking me like a minute to like pull this up. I have so many windows on my shit that like it's like. Yeah, hold on. I think this is it right here.
I need some more RAM.
I might, right? Okay, you guys can see this, right? Okay, here we go. So they're saying DDR RAM prices soar due to AI demand. So DDR5 and DDR4 RAM prices spike as memory makers focus on meeting AI demand. One memory pack we bought for $50 is now $114. So I have scripts on, so that's why you don't really see like images and shit, script blocker. So as you see here, yikes, if you're building a PC or want to add more memory, be prepared to skyrocket pricing on DDR4 or DDR5. RAM pricing has soared in recent weeks due to shocking levels. This is insanity, wrote on Reddit user who reported buying 32 gigs of DDR5 for $104 to only see the price shoot up to $220. I didn't believe, and keep this in mind, I didn't believe that shit either until I looked it up today. I was like, there ain't no damn way, because I built my computer back in March. That cost me about $1,500, I believe. Now it's up to $2,200. But anyways, though, let's see. I bought a 2-pack of RAM, 16 gigs of DDR4 in May from Amazon for $51.99. The price has since jumped to an eye-watering $114. PC Market, which monitors consumer RAM pricing at retailers, has also noticed an upward trend for DDR5 RAM. The price increase started in September before accelerating this month. So what's going on? Research firm TrendForce, which tracks the memory market, reports demand for AI, including the construction of new data centers, has contributed to memory shortage. This includes some tech companies stockpiling DRAM while signing longer-term deals with memory suppliers.
Yeah, that's different DRAM though. Like sure, this is happening, and sure, prices for consumer grade RAM sticks are going up, but it's not because people are buying them to put in data centers, because they can't go into servers.
Well, this is what we're getting into though. So it says right here, to meet the AI demand, the two top memory makers, which is Samsung and SK Hynix, have also been prioritizing HBM high bandwidth memory, DRAM. According to Korea's The Chosen Daily, which notes, from a supply perspective, production capacity for general purpose DRAM is inevitably shrinking. As for DDR4 RAM, pricing has begun to shoot up in June amid reports that memory makers, including Samsung and Micron, stopped producing the older RAM to focus on DDR5 and HBM RAM. So I guess, if you from here, hold on, it says TrendForce adds that some suppliers are aggressively shifting capacity towards server-grade memory, constraining supplies for PC-focused DDR5 and DDR4 supplies. As a result, PC DRAM prices are forecast to continue edging upward through the quarter. So, with that said, how do you feel about that? With that said, you take
it's a lot.
and And so,
I think it's AI is getting blamed for slime stuff because I don't honestly like believe that it's just the AI. Like people are not building new data center only for AI. They're building new data center because cloud is like the biggest shits and sliced toast. Like they're building if it wasn't AI, like people would. Nah, I don't think this is AI's fault.
now what's really in? Go ahead, Aiden.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think it's just like a shortage of
Now,
hardware. I mean,
Now,
it has to be driving.
now, and better news though,
I think it might
the
be
90s,
because
the 9070s are back in. I'm back in MSRP.
Almost after a year. Almost.
Yeah.
I think that maybe like the people who are making RAM sticks are making RAM sticks for companies, not necessarily because there's a higher demand for AI. I think it's because we're in the middle of a freaking recession and the consumer market is not spending money, so they're not gonna make a bunch of RAM stick to people who doesn't buy anything. So they're gonna focus on the market that that's gonna buy that shit no matter what, and that has nothing to do with AI. That just has to do with like the consumer market is not as big as it used to be. And companies are gonna shift to making products for the markets who are still spending money.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get an answer on this question because I truly don't know? When was the last time it was actually affordable and easy to build a PC?
Well, it all started, little Timmy. I mean, it depends. Well, hold on. It's kind of like a loaded question there, though, because it all depends what you're going for with your PC. I mean, if you're going for a game,
affordable is subjective.
if you're going for like,
I had to get a new PC when I moved to the US, and I was thinking about actually building one myself. And then like I started looking at the parts I wanted and everything I wanted, and it's like, no, I got myself a pre-made because I would have spent almost more money building my own computer with the parts than like getting I got like a cyber power PC for way cheaper than I could have built it for myself. And it's just I think last time I built a computer was maybe like 8 years ago.
yeah.
But that was also like the last time like I built a new computer. I've been upgrading my shit like slowly since.
I honestly feel like I said, it all depends on what you're going for too, though. Like, because there's a lot of fake gamers out there that think that you have to buy the most expensive parts out there to get the best bang for your buck or your money or whatnot. You have a lot of people say, well, you gotta get these high tier GPUs, 5070s, 5080s, 5090s, or whatever in order to build a PC. And if you do that, that's like the majority. Those are going to be like the majority of your cost. You can build a decent.
Just because you're a gadget goblin doesn't mean that you're a fake gamer. It just means that you like shiny parts.
Well, a lot of them buy those parts and they just play Minecraft, which is kind of crazy. So, I mean,
why are you calling me out like that? I'm fucking 5080 and all I do is play Ark and like Stardew Valley.
See, that's crazy. See, there you go. Proof is in the pudding, right there. You see?
You know what? I heard.
But I wanted shiny dinosaurs, so that's why I got
See, now when it comes to PC parts, though, Tips, he just copies me. Tips just copies me. He's like, Disparity, what PC did you get, Disparity? Oh, I got this PC. All right, Disparity, now. Let me get that build from you. My nigga. I'm like, Tips costed $5,000. And I'm with you, Disbearity. I want your computer. I want your computer.
That way he can blame you if it sucks.
Literally, yeah. Literally. But no, it's just like, but back to the whole like AI thing though. It's like, yeah, like I don't know. I just feel like AI it does have its good uses, it does have its bad uses in general. It depends on how you use it and how because it is a tool at the end of the day. I think a lot of people just, again, AI, we're in a new field, I guess. It's like anything that's new, right? People are always going to be angry about it, and then because eventually, let me tell you something. Well, a lot of people don't understand this. Your cell phone, right, has AI in it. When you take a picture with your cell phone, it uses AI in order to change shit, in order to make yourself look even cuter. You know,
Yeah, but
so
like
Still have a flip
AI
side.
like that, that's just a
more
bullshit
face than it.
turn. Like
Little kind of shit.
they make some tech that like thinks a little bit for themselves and it calls it an AI because you have AI. There's like language models, but like most of the AI out there are not like neural networks doing like
that is
doing
true.
smart shit in a big server farm.
It's a
It's just
marketing
it's
word.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Mm.
But
Although,
I think like what you said, Disbearity, there's like a new time. This is a little bit like if you know like the Industrial Revolution when like the textile industry got the spinning jennies and people were no longer like spinning thread by themselves. Like AI is like the spinning jenny of the tech industry. It's just a new tool, and we're gonna lose some like jobs because of it. But like give it like a decade or something, and like we're gonna be better off because of it. We just need to learn where and what to use it for.
Well, people are saying AI actually is probably going to implode pretty soon. That's the rumor I hear from various groups of people, but I'm not for sure how valid that is.
well,
But
just because it's like a bubble, and like I think CL mentioned earlier, is because like people are like investing so much in it. But the problem with that investment is like it's not yielding anything. It's kind of like market speculation. So because of that, they're firing people and they're not hiring or whatever, and it's just causing bad effects. And it could. But even aside from that, like I get what you're saying when you're saying like AI could possibly help us all out.
Depends on
I'm
what
seeing
AI
some of the
go.
AI games, quote unquote, or the things that people are going like they could generate a game with AI, and I'm like, some of these look like dog shit if you release them. Like obviously you would work on them even if they did, but it's just kind of like you can't really give a sophisticated task to this thing just yet. Like it's gonna need time and things, and it's just like at this point, what's the difference between doing this and making a person? Like it's I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I'm not
All right.
saying it can't
And
help.
if
But like,
if we're gonna talk about AI in that way, like when you have like auto-generated stuff, if that's what we're calling AI, we've had AI in games for decades, like Diablo 1 and 2. Like all of the maps were auto-generated, but we didn't
Yeah.
call it AI at the time. That's just
we call it procedural generated. We call it something smart.
yeah.
We can tell.
Like everything we slap AI on nowadays, like 10 years ago, we called it smart tech. We had
yeah.
smart TVs and we had like smart this and smart that. Now it's AI this and AI that. It's just
Okay, so I'm gonna throw you guys. I'm gonna throw y'all a curveball. I'm gonna throw y'all a curveball topic here because it's a fun one here. It's a fun one. Backlog anxiety, y'all. Why did we collect more games than we play? Can someone tell us why did we do that?
because we're fucking hoarders.
Yeah. Probably the easiest one.
I'm about
Fear of
300
missing
in.
out.
You know. No, go. What do y'all? Go ahead. No, tips. No, hold on. You tell us. Tell us about your backlog, tips. How's your backlog feeling, Mister? Because where's my metaphor refantasio at, tips? Y'all calling your ass out on this one.
That is true. I still need to play it.
but further, how's your backlog looking though? How's everything with that, sir?
Well, I mean, at the moment, I have like at least over like 20 games like down on the backlog. I don't know how many. Hang on a second. What is my
Good
full
job,
list?
tips.
25 games.
No, I'm gonna buy you one more tips.
You actually have like a backlog list that you keep track on? Because I just buy shit and stick it in my library and forget that I ever owned it.
Sir, woman, that's your husband. Okay.
Oh no! Like this is excluding my husband's Steam library. Because if I go into his games, I'm just gonna like, sure, I'm like a stay-at-home wife right now, but I'm never gonna get through that.
Like what I need you to do is I need you to put a gun to YouTube, put a gun to his head and tell him to finish Aliens Dark Descent. I can't bring it up to him no more. I promise that. Yeah, but you can't though. You're the but you can't though. He's like I'm 2 hours towards the end of the game because my game file.
I mean, that's ADHD for you. It's like the game stopped being shiny, so you move on to the next thing. Why go back to play something old when you can buy something new?
True. I will say this.
That's the motto of my entire backlog.
Yeah, I will say this though. When it comes to my backlog, I mean, I get it. Let me tell y'all, I do buy a lot. I do buy a lot of games. Don't get me wrong. You know, like the current, you know, it's like what you said, you know, buy something new, buy something that's shiny, right? Example here, I just got done finishing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I played that game for 3 months straight, and that was in that game is over 100-hour game. It took that long or whatever, right? And then, you know, I told myself, it's like, you know, okay, the next game I'm going to play is Romancing Saga 2 or something like that, right? It's a JRPG game. And then I was like, oh, but here's the thing though, the Outer Worlds 2 came out. You know, I'm like, I'm on that shit. I'm playing it daily now. I'm playing on my I play it on my computer. I'm playing it, you know? And so it's like, well, shit, aren't I supposed to go back to that game, to Romancing Saga 2, or am I going to continue playing Outer Worlds, you know, stuff like that? So it's like, it is a hard thing to go to do to finish your backlog. But like, you know, right now, because my current monetary situation, I'm not really focused on buying a lot of, it's like, don't get me wrong, I do want to buy a lot of new games, but then I don't. Yo, what's up, Bilbo? How you doing, sir? Welcome on in. You know, it's like I do want to buy a lot of new games. You know, it's like, you know, Trials in the Sky. I want to buy Ninja Gaiden 4. You know, there's just so more. But like, you know, I'm like, at this point now, I might as well just be a patient gamer and wait for a bit and then pick these games up. You know, at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah.
I picked up the latest Europa Universalis like the other day. My husband decided that I need to get it. I haven't started it yet because I decided that I wanted to replay the Deponia series a game I played like 4 times already because I don't know, I have problems.
We can play that we can play that game together. I'm on the fence about buying. I really am.
What's the game
I'm a
called
sucker
again?
for
It's called you remember, so you know that game Stellaris, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's basically Stellaris except real world, basically, in a sense.
Europa Universalis, I think this is like 4 now. It's a grand strategy.
Yeah,
it's a grand strategy
Tell your
by
husband
Paradox.
to tell your husband to send me a link to it. He ain't doing nothing right now.
Oh, so you just chilling, playing some Tales of Grace's Ebb? No, I need to hop on that shit. I need to hop on that. No, but it's basically so really it's basically like you pick a country of your choice. You play any country in the world, right? You play as like a little baby country, like what do you call Delhi or something like that, right? And then you can turn to your own country.
Do I know who is?
Crusader Kings.
Do you know what Crusader Kings is? Yeah. So it's kind of like that, but focused exclusively on Europe. It's more strategy and it's also made by Paradox.
Yes. So that means that they're going to support the game for 10 years with various DLC, and you're going to like it, and you're going to eat it, you're going to consume it. But it's honestly though, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. The Europa, how can I say this? The Paradox fans or the Europa fans are a lot nicer when it comes to enjoying their video games. Like when you play Europa, they're very helpful. They'll play with you. Like Europa's a fun ass game. I used to play it back in that was actually I think like the 3rd or 4th Steam game I ever bought when I started working. I was working at Target. I bought the game on the Steam sale, and I loved every minute of that game. I put in like over 300 hours in that game. I think, as a matter of fact, I made a YouTube video many years ago that I played as the Byzantine Empire, and I fought back against the Ottoman Empire. And that was I actually did a YouTube video on the strategy on that, because a lot of people are looking up the strategy on how to play as the Byzantines or whatnot. Because how the game runs is that it runs based on history, right? Historically, the Ottoman Empire destroys the Byzantines or whatever pretty early. And so, you know, if you play as the Byzantines and destroy the Ottoman Empire, you can change history that way. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Man, how's everybody else's backlog feeling? I know Aiden's was on his backlog challenge.
That's still. I still need a link to this game though that y'all talking about.
So goddamn, this nigga's lazy. I got you. I got you.
I'm trying to find you on Discord. I just realized that we're not friends.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I mean, well, yeah, you can add me. I don't mind that,
but no, that is
my backlog. My backlog. I actually. Well, to be fair, also my backlog also has several H games in there. That's partly why it's probably as big as it is. I have nothing to hide.
Fellow connoisseur, I see.
Another question. I know it's in my sidetrack. How do I feel about games though having this bullshit ass premium edition bullshit? I hate it. I hate it. How do y'all feel about that shit? Where it's like you can buy our game for $60, but then guys, the premium edition.
Yeah. What do you mean by premium?
And you get it 3 days early.
How many fucking times do I have to fucking tell you? God!
Whoa. Oh, yeah.
Someone's trouble.
So what was that?
Yeah,
That
it's
was
okay.
Angelica. Typing when you need me to unmute you. That was something like the y'all.
Anyway, I think it depends on what you mean by premium. Because I got like the premium edition of Europa Universalis 5, but that's because I know that I was gonna buy the season pass anyway, and it was cheaper that way.
Yeah.
So like that, I think that's okay. I mean, that's a little bit like buying like things before you know it's good. But I don't know. I trust Paradox.
I mean, yeah, that I agree with that. Like for me, it depends on the game developer. Like it's like I tell people this all the time. I've been PC gaming since 2009, and I tell people this. I have a personal policy, and that personal policy is I only buy games that are 50 to 70% off, unless it's a game series that I do enjoy, and that's actually worked for me for the past 15 to how many odd years. And so when it comes to like games like Obsidian. I love Obsidian games. I love every game that they drop, whether it's Avowed or Outer Worlds or whatnot. I will buy it. I will pay it at full price. Now, sometimes though, it's like, do I really want to pay that $90 premium? I kind of regret. I have buyer's remorse because I think I should have bought the $90 the premium 99 edition because it comes with the DLC, on top of that. But like I say, okay, whatever, right? I'll get it, down the line either way. I'll pay the $30. I'm still paying the same price or whatever because I didn't pay did I pay $6 for it? Yeah, I paid $6 for it. Anyways, though, but you kind of get what I mean, though. So it depends on the game developer and if I should support it that far, But
Understand.
I love it when I save money, but I kind of hate it because I'm the kind of person that's like, I just want to get the game, and it's like, oh, but this version is like just $10 more, and I get some cool stuff, and it's like, oh, but the next version is like $20 more, and I get even more cool stuff, and I fall for that shit every fucking time because I am a gadget goblin, like digital or physical, it doesn't matter. I just need stuff.
Yeah.
The person who has the most stuff when they die wins, and that's my mentality. I got it from my dad.
The most stuff when they die wins.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I had a thought on that. Like well, first of all, I rarely ever like pre-order anything, especially when it's physical, because like I don't need more like gamer garbage. They just throw something plastic together. But occasionally, like you were saying, it's like, oh man, if they have the battle pass or not or battle or whatever, the season pass or whatever, then it's
the
like
I rob you pass.
The what?
The I rob you pass.
I mean, if they're giving you the product and you don't have to pay extra for it later down the line, that's enough for me. Like I told
but
you,
you have to know that you're gonna do it.
Yeah. If I know I'm gonna play it, like I said, I rarely did it. The most recent time, but really the only time I've really done it, just straight up bought the premium edition straight up, was like with Digimon, like with the game I got, just because that came with, like I said, some DLC, some other stuff, and the season pass and all that. So I'm like, yeah, because I'm gonna get use out of that. That's what I mean. I would never get they had like a physical edition which has like a statue and all that stuff, and it's like there's a super proof, but it's like that's the one thing is like gamer garbage, like the all that stuff that's like you're gonna put it in your shelf and you're never gonna use it again, unless it's like an art book or something like that, which you're probably just gonna look at once or twice. I mean, it's nice to have a collectible, but at the same time, it's like it's easy to get burned by that kind of thing, especially when the quality goes down. Like with like remember with Fallout 76 and all that. So it's like,
oh yeah.
I have a storage unit back in Sweden just for my gamer garbage I couldn't bring over to America because I moved here, and it's just I kind of don't want to get rid of it either because I kind of like my stuff, but I want to bring it over to America so I can put it in a shelf and then forget about it again.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have, but again, it's like you gonna throw it away. Like I have there's this game. Anyone ever played Defiance?
I remember that game. They had the MMO, right?
It was like a third-person shooter MMO based off like a sci-fi show, like sci-fi show.
Yeah.
That was on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I bought the premium edition of that, like which is funny because I was mostly playing the digital, and it came with like obviously the swag, like a bag that was like It was like a duffel bag, but it was a small duffel bag, too small to put really a lot of stuff in. And it was like there was an art book, and there was a. It wasn't a toy; it was a figure statuette, whatever, of like a hellbug. And it's like I don't even know where half of those things are anymore, just because I don't need them. But like the digital rewards when the game was online because it shut down, then uh, I have like nothing left of that game anymore, pretty much, other than like the art book.
Mm-hmm.
If
So
it's
like,
like
yeah.
if it's like plushes, I will display them. Like I have like
Oh,
Nino
yeah.
Kuni like plushes that I still like have in my shelves. But like my collector's edition of like the first 4 expansion of World of Warcraft, like
Mhm.
they have art books and all this cool shit. I don't even unpack it. I just put it in my shelf and you just look at the collector's edition like back
Ah.
of it. I haven't like I'm not even sure I've opened all of the art books
Mhm.
but I wanted to have them.
I see that.
I feel that. I feel
I
that.
think it's just
Yeah.
like part of the experience. You get excited about a game. You're like, hey, it would be cool to, have something that most people don't. And sometimes it's nice to find it, in your closet or something. Be like, oh, yeah, I remember
Yeah,
those
yeah,
days.
Aiden's a
And
lot about that closet.
it's a little bit like vote with your wallet. If you really like a game, get the collector's edition. It will get get more. You will get more of that game. Maybe Blizzard doesn't need more money, but
Well, yeah, I mean,
like,
yeah, I can agree with that. It just depends on the game and if you're getting the value that you think that you deserve from that game. It's all about it's all about value, right? As long as these companies are giving you value, then then it's totally fine. I wouldn't even be mad at you. Like, example, if Atlas came out and said, "Hey, man, we're coming out with Metaphor ReFantazio, and you also get a statue with it," guess what? I'll go ahead and it's like the statue's like I don't know, the game's like $125. Cool, I'll go ahead and pick it up. Whatnot. It's something interesting as an example. But yeah, it's like these backlogs, man. Never gonna finish them. Never gonna finish them. They're always growing. Especially as a PC gamer. There's always a new game coming out that's on the cheap. I can just buy it and then forget about it and then come back to it and then enjoy it. I mean, I recently just finished Chronos: The New Dawn, but I think that game requires you to do a second playthrough in order to get the full ending, though. Yeah, so it requires you to do two playthroughs and whatnot. Anyway, so I mean, yeah. But there's also though, put it like this too. I mean, me personally, again, I play a lot of RTS games and a lot of strategy games in general. A lot of those strategy games, you don't technically have to beat them in order to get your fill out of them. Put it like that, like some of those games are just pure multiplayer, like Age of Empires 4. You do the campaign, do the single player stuff, cool and all. But most people are gonna play if you're an avid gamer, you're gonna probably stick around for the multiplayer. Something like Grounded 2, for instance. Grounded 2 is a fun game, but right now it's in early access, so you don't have to really force yourself to play it until they add more content, stuff like that. So I feel like as long as you know how to what's that word I'm looking for? Not pressure yourself, but as long as you tell yourself when to stop. Discipline. Yeah, thank you, Aiden. Thank you. I appreciate it. As long as you know how to discipline yourself for not buying every new piece of art game that's out there, then
I think that's like the main reason that the stuff piles up is just the compound of game releases just keep coming, and you don't want to miss out on a good price, so you just buy it and you just start drowning in games. But
it's also though you can think of it like this too. We're also adults too, so it's kind of hard for us to pick and choose what games we want to play, what games we want to relax. I kind of get that, work. When you're working and stuff, it's like you can't just sometimes you just example. Since I've been working, I can't just sit and come home and be like, man, I feel like playing JRPG right now. I can't do it. I need something to keep my brain active. I'm tired. So it's like I get that completely.
Yep.
But yeah, we all have backlogs. I mean, I'm looking at my backlog right now. I got at least about 30, 40 games in the unfinished section of my shit. And so far this year, I've beaten 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 games so far this year. And so I'm proud of myself, but again, there's just a lot of hoopla that I gotta go through. But listen, I went through that little start. I went through that little curveball in there. Now, another topic we're gonna bring up here are Now I think this is who brought this though. Was it Ciao or was this Vanta? I think this was Ciao though. Perpetual betas. So the never-ending cycle of
Oh.
early access games. Ooh.
I have opinions. Project Zomboid and Valheim does not have to be in early access anymore. Like, sure, a lot of it, it might like not have as much end game stuff, but there's no point in these games being in early access anymore. Like, they are playable, they are okay. You can continue development after. It's just why. It's been like a decade. You just fucking release 1.0.
Hold your thought. Aloha. Thank you, sir, for the $1 super chat. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much, my man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Means a lot to me. Go ahead, see, I'll talk your shit.
No, but I just like Project Zomboid. I can play the shit. I enjoy the game. I can play the shit out of it. The fact that it's still in early access, that's just stupid. Like, you know, I think it's a developer comfort thing. Like, I love Ark, and like Ark Ascended is in early access because they haven't released all of the maps that were in like Evolved. Like, but you can release DLCs. Like,
but wait though. Isn't Ark though just dinosaur slop though at the end of the day?
And Ark Ascended is shiny dinosaur slop, and I fucking love it. It was broke. It's gonna be broken. Just take it out of early access. I think early access is one of those, like, you know, safety blanket for developers, because if someone can like if someone like criticize our game, we can say it's early access. Like,
I don't know.
Just release your 1.0 already. Like, what was it? Like the Tarkov game, whatever it's called. My little brother plays it all the time. It recently got its 1.0 release, and I'm not sure how much the game has changed in the last 2 years, but they finally released 1.0. It's just put on your big boy pants and like release the game. You don't.
So I want to say something though, like especially when it comes to Project Zomboid, I think it's just more so they want to. It's more so about the love that they're putting into the game, and that they want to get it right in a sense. Like it is perpetually growing, but it is perpetually at a hell of a slow pace. Like if you see the development of Project Zomboid, they went from like 2D to 2.5D to where it's at now. They went through a lot of iterations to finally like, say, hey, we're finally here. You know what we want, but I will agree though.
You can release content, like, you know, after it's like you can have 1.1 and 1.2 and 2.0. Just call it a full game.
Well, that's why when Steam sales happen and stuff now, like they sell their games as low as like $5. Like that game is like it's made its money back and forth. But like at the end of the day though, I'm still waiting for that Build 42 multiplayer for that game, and that's been in Build 42 for almost like since it started this year. Like I think like early last December. Or whatnot.
No, but like totally. but I mean, I'm just saying the game as it is right now, it's fine game. I don't see how like taking it out of early access would change that. Like it's a full game at this point. It can just be better. You don't have to stop developing it just because it's out of early access. I think it's just like it's a safety blanket for developers who are afraid of, like, you know, feedback.
That could be a case too. But you know what I also love? You know what I also love though? Is that now that Steam added this, they added this to Steam, is that they will tell you now when's the last time a game, especially if it's in early access, when it's been updated. I love that they do that now. So
yeah, hasn't also Steam added some like regulations to like how game has to like what you can do, and like how for things to be in early access? Didn't they like do some changes to their terms of service like a couple of months ago or something
They probably did. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, there's got to be a certain point to where, you know, you're eligible or not, because I think the early access is very beneficial for indie developers because it gives them a chance to make money and put their game out there at the most people that they could. But I agree, Project Zomboid, like I don't think people would be mad or view it different if it just didn't say early access. People are still gonna play it. They're still gonna buy it.
I have no problem with things being in early access. I just have problems in like they keep it in early access too long because developers are afraid.
I think it depends on the game, but like
totally.
Especially if they're trying to make that final like big update that makes it like because they have to compete with everything else. Like even Baldur's Gate was in early access for a long time. Like technically, that game came out years ago.
Well, they had
Like,
the first I think act or two maybe,
mhm.
and then a lot of stuff changed in that early access or whatnot.
Yeah.
I guess Seattle's right. It was more so of a safety to guarantee that they have the money, but also that
Mhm.
yeah, I
I
guess
think
that's,
maybe it depends on the game type too, because like at least Baldur's Gate, you have acts, and like you
Yeah.
know when the end of the game is. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna have 0.1 until all of the acts are in the game. But like with survival games, maybe the line is getting a little more blurry.
Mhm. That's true, but it's also like it's kind of like sometimes those games are radically different from what they end up being. Like I pulled up Baldur's Gate, and the everything from Will and Karlach and all that was way different apparently in the beginning. But then we go to games like wait, is Lethal Company, is that a full
so. Aloha states in chat here. We're gonna read a statement here. He says,
Right.
"Early access means it's not ready for early access means if it's not ready for prime time, Skyrim would have never been released out of early access for decades."
Skyrim would still not be out of early access.
Yeah.
Like there's some game-breaking bugs in
Yeah.
the remake that
Hey,
was like.
Yeah, a lot of these even big budget games like wouldn't meet that standard.
Yeah.
Hey, yes, Bilbo. This is a Christian stream. Do you want to come on here and tell us your sins? You want to get dunked? You want to get? Is that what you want to do, Bilbo? Irene, she can give you some services for you. She can read the Bible to you, so help you out. Help you Christian ways. She's gonna stop you from the gooning. From the
I can't stop myself from gooning, and I was a youth leader in my church.
he said, oh hell no. But yeah, like I don't know what other like it's crazy though. There was another game that was in early access. I think Hal got it too. What's that game called? It was an ARPG game, Grim Dawn. I bought that game in early access way back in like 2013, 14, and I literally forgot about it. I mean, I fucking forgot.
I haven't heard about that game in ages.
Yeah, we played that for a little bit.
I heard it was really. I mean, it's really good, but like I just literally forgot about it. Like that they existed. No, it's more some Diablo-esque.
It was built on the Titan Quest engine.
Diablo, that's what I meant.
That's some bullshit.
So like that game is it's quite interesting. But yeah, there is. I mean, I know there's also there's a couple more games that are currently in early access as well. And like again, sometimes these devs they do need the extra cash. They need things going for for them and whatnot. But also, I wish people too, when it comes to early access titles, that they would actually realize that early access means early access. If you're going to buy the game early access, you have no right to bitch, moan, and complain. Or whatnot.
What do you mean? Early access is where you got to bitch, moan, and complain because they're still actively developing it.
And they looking for feedback.
That's
too.
crazy. Oh, Bilbo, how old do you think I am? I'm not them 40 and 50-year-old gamers, bro. I'm 32, my nigga. Yeah. Hell no. I ain't that old now.
There is nothing wrong with being a 40-year-old gamer. I'm pushing 40. No
Hold on though. No, it's just those weird gamers that'd be like, and back in my day, and back on the Nintendo, nigga, we ain't talking. I don't care about what happened back in your day. We're talking about the now, bro. We're talking about the right now.
Back in my day, our games didn't have graphics. We were online playing mods. And if you don't know what that is, it's multi-user dungeons and it's text-based role-playing.
That's crazy on the fucking, what's that called? DOS or whatever, right? DOS and all that shit? God, oh no.
Yeah, no. That was actually my first game, if we're going to talk about DOS. And this was I was 4-year-old. I didn't even know how a computer worked. My dad taught me how to boot his computer into the F drive, and then I just knew the combinations to play like Sam the Sorcerer or something. He hated the day he taught me how to do that, because I came in 5 a.m, turned on the computer and booted up Sam the Sorcerer and DOS, and he was like, Irene, go the fuck to sleep.
Man, the only thing I remember growing up was what we had. I know we had an Atari growing up. I think we had a Windows 3.1 or ME or 98 piece. I don't remember exactly. Oh, God damn, we had that game all called Oregon Trail. You know, you got to protect your family or whatever. And that shit, dude, that shit was lit, bro. Man, let me tell you, I figured out how to protect my entire family from sickness, bro. I learned that as long as you kill all the bisons when you're hunting, you save your family, bro.
Don't drink dirty water.
Hold on.
We were taught life skills.
Spacey, where's your Oregon Trail playthrough?
I gotta pick it up because I know they remade it. I gotta pick it up. That's crazy, Bill. Hey, great, Bill. You crazy, bro. You crazy.
You're gonna try and recreate your playthrough from like back in the 90s,
and shit.
It's not gonna fucking work because the bison somehow advanced.
And then what other kind of small game I played back then? What's it called Empire of Ants. I remember. The only thing I remember right now is like when you're building your ant colony, a big ass spider will come. You get like you have to like spawn roach spray or some shit. You can kill it with roach spray. I don't remember exactly, man, but this was back in the day, bro. Okay.
We used to have some wild like sim games.
Sim, thank you.
Remember
Oh,
that?
Sim Man. Yes, Sim Man. Thank you.
Yeah, like Sim Earth and like Sim Life and like oh my god, that was the days.
And then, but now console-wise though, growing up, you know, what I remember growing up is that we did own we owned an Atari, we owned a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo, and I mostly played on the Sega Genesis because my first Sega Genesis game was of course Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Right here, and you know, I also I loved it and hated it at the same fucking time. And I bet y'all can guess what stage we all hated on, right? Anybody can take guess tips. I know you can take guess tips. What stage did everyone hate? Sonic 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Carnival Night.
Exactly. Yeah, y'all know why? Because niggas couldn't figure out how to go up and down on the motherfucking cylinder.
You wanna know why?
No,
You didn't read the manual.
Damn, he called me an idiot. That's crazy. He called my fight.
I'm being serious. The manual actually tells you how to deal with it.
No, see that I didn't.
The manual.
See, thank you.
I mean, I'm Swedish. Like, I didn't even like. Like most of these manuals were in English. Wouldn't even if I tried to read it. I didn't even speak English at that point.
I mean, that's not a problem with you reading. That's a problem with your country not translating.
So to be fair, maybe it's not the Swedish problem because my dad, he's also like a gadget goblin, and we had a Super Nintendo, and we had a Super UFO like 8, which was like this big thing you put in the Super Nintendo, and then you put diskettes like discs in with the games on, so you didn't actually have to buy the game. You could download them from like sites and in ROMs, and then you didn't have to buy the game. So most of the games I had, we didn't even have a manual on.
I wish Steam would actually organize my thing to tell me what's like in early access right now.
I have my own like library or like category that says early access, and I put all my early access games in that.
Gotcha. I'm looking at like I know Titan Quest 2 just came out. That's in early access right now, which I know they're going to. THQ made a serious comeback. I mean, I know it's an entirely different THQ right now, but
THQ they went out of business.
Mm-hmm. And then they came back.
Say,
no, really, it's not. Well, really, it's not that they tried it. They actually did. They actually are making a comeback though. Like they actually have a lot. I think they have like over 300 titles that are currently in development right now. Like they came out with a lot of, you know, they even revived the SpongeBob games for fucking, which is crazy. You got Battle for Bikini Bottom. You got that what is called the Cosmic Shake sequel, and then there comes another one. Like what? They're kind of just.
It's crazy to think that they went back and remade a very classic SpongeBob game.
Yeah, and then they came back and remade both Destroy All Humans, I think, or what else? So they're making some comebacks right now, which is, you know, I think this. But to be fair, go ahead.
Too.
Yeah, you know, actually, it's a Quantum Dream, the company that's creating that one Star Wars game right now, and that still hasn't been talked about since. I forgot what they call it.
They're working on it. I swear they're still working on it.
Yo, I remember those.
It's Quantum Dream. Let them do their magic, man.
Bro, I remember there was a fake Twitter account that said that got shut down because they're like, yeah, we're still working on it, y'all. They thought people were thinking it was real. But I will say this though, before we can go on to the next topic though, there are some great games though that do make progress in early access. for the most part, when I play games at early access, I play them for a little bit, but then I move on because I don't want to get spoiled on the final product. You know? I don't want to, burn myself out on the product until I get it fully in my hands, and then I want to, sit back and enjoy it. Now there are some games that just you probably should get at early access because your game's probably hot garbage. I don't know. Maybe you should probably do something different. That's just me.
Price-wise, by the way, as well.
You still keep it in early access for 10 years.
Let's see. Aloha says
that's
in
my
chat.
Problem.
Well, here, let's see. Well, first off, Aiden says in chat that Halo Wars 2009 manual is goated, and also then Aloha says we used to get games for free in PC magazines and Macworld.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Think about getting those PlayStation demo discs back in the day.
And then Bilbo says that I don't game. That breaks my heart, man. I think I'm the most gamer here, other than Riddler.
Oh, by the way, Spacey, earlier when you were talking about early access, I was saying that sometimes it's good to get a game early access because sometimes the price is lower.
That is true too. That is very true. Oh wait, did you guys know that every single Pokemon game after 5th gen Pokemon's been early access? Yeah, bet y'all didn't know that. Because every game after 5th gen has just been ass. But hey, that's just me. yeah. Sorry to tell y'all. Y'all been picked.
I'll be honest. I think there were some people that probably thought Gen 6 was probably okay.
Okay, yeah. Was that the Sun and Moon one tips?
No,
or was that X and Y?
X and Y.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. I think Sun and Moon was a peak Pokemon. And after that, like after Sun and Moon, I think this is when they came out with Sword and Shield, right?
Yes.
And ever since then, Pokemon's been ass. But
everything after like Pokemon Yellow is just shit. I liked Pokemon Go, but that's different type of game.
Everything after Pokemon Yellow, goddamn, the series must have fucking went downhill.
She's really showing her age right now.
No.
Man, I thought people fucking loved like Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5.
Now, Bilbo, what do you mean by peak though? Are you talking about the peak as in the peak video game peak, or peak as in you're playing Pokemon Legends ZA peak? There's a lot of peak in there.
I think what's actually funny. What's funny is that apparently I've heard that some people think that ZA is not really good.
I don't. I mean,
mix. I think like the people who play Pokemon are getting what they want out of the game, and I think cause
oh, okay, got you.
If we're gonna, what's up?
No, he says Inazama's 11 Victory Road.
Oh, okay.
Which actually should check that out.
Like most of the Pokemon people that enjoy that kind of thing, like Jay, they're enjoying their time. Everybody else.
Let me know how that is, Bilbo.
It's okay. Or it doesn't look very good, or it's not a great game. And I feel like the thing about Pokemon is like they've never been like future forward. You know what I mean? They've never been like cutting edge or anything like that. Yeah. Even though it's like one of the biggest franchises in the world, it's never been like that. Yeah. Like they've always limited themselves in that way. Like they've always been somewhat behind, but because it's Pokemon, it sells because it is still enjoyable. It's still a good game. And so like even back in the day, like they were putting it on a Game Boy, and it was like 8-bit, even though they could have gone harder, like with graphics and all the coloring and all that. And it's like they eventually they did.
You know what?
I don't want colors in my Pokemon game. I don't that goes to another. But wait. That goes to another great sidetrack conversation, though.
Let's talk about Pokemon segregation for a second.
That's funny.
They didn't even go to full 3D until 2015 or something like that.
Full 3D. That was that was X and Y. Yes, that was X and Y.
Yeah,
I think that was the first 3D.
You mean like actual main?
Okay, if you're talking about the main line, yes, they went 3D. Yeah, if you're talking about Subline, which is Coliseum, that was when the year Coliseum come into 03?
Technically, Pokemon Stadium was 3D.
That is true.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Spin-offs.
But we don't call it. But it's not mainline, or is it? No, it's not mainline.
No.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. One of the reasons. one of the reasons why I don't like, are that interested in the Pokemon games, like the later ones, is because there's so many Pokemons nowadays, and I get confused and I don't know what's what. Like I thought like 152 first one was like enough, and then they're like added another 100 Pokemon, and I was like, oh, I could probably get behind it.
I think
Not only that, but regional variants.
And by like the third generation, I was like, it's too much.
I think I can name you. I think I can name you.
Yeah.
No.
Shining
I could
is
name
good.
you every Pokemon probably up until like the Black and White gen. Then you lost me
Man.
at that point.
Bro, I'm starting to forget the original 150. Getting up there, brother. Like,
Honestly, I mean, to be fair, like, it just feels like it's like the problem is just like there's way too fucking many of them. There's like
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
already like at like
There's
around
there's like
900 at this
1,000.
point. Yeah,
Wait, how
Oh.
many Pokemon?
There's
It's
at least close to 1,000.
1,000. Yeah, 1,000 or a little bit over 1,000. Oh yeah. So before we get sidetracked though on Pokemon though.
1,000.
We're already sidetracked.
Well, hold on. Let's go. Hold on. Let's get back on the track. Let's get back. Okay. So this is topic that I kind of brought up though. What I think Ridley kind of voted on this one too. Now this was probably a funny one though. No, I'm not gonna bring that one. No, I'm not gonna bring it up. No, this is the one right here. DRM, y'all. Do we really own our video games, y'all? That's the question of the hour. Do we really own it? Do you feel like you own your games? Because this argument comes up a lot. Now, I'll start out by saying this. When I look at consoles and I look at PC, I look at them as two separate markets. All right. When I buy games on PC, I know what I'm buying it for. When I buy games on console, I know that what I'm buying them for. Now, here's the thing: when it comes to console games, though, I feel as though we don't own our games anymore because they're trying to phase out physical games. We can't just hold them. We can't just grasp them. We can't anymore. We can't do it like that anymore. But people are becoming so accepting now that it is what it is. Because like between Aloha and Bilbo in chat. I said Bilbo. I said Bilbo. Sorry. Sorry, Bilbo. They both said no because we don't. Because like the thing that makes it really scary is that you can get your shit pulled. If something just happens, a hacker maybe get your shit. Yeah, I don't know. Something could happen. You can get your account wiped or pulled from you under like that quick, and that's it. You lost your shit. So
Real world example: the Nintendo Wii store and the 3DS store no longer exist. If you want to have access to like online games, you have to hack your devices in order to get.
But then there are some arguments that say, well, we're not going to play you're not going to play those games 10 years from now. So why do you care? Why does it matter to you? That's the question though. Why does it matter? Why do y'all care for that though? If you're not going to play it now,
for the people.
Doesn't say anything.
God.
I thought he said God. I said, you're right, sir.
No.
I got you though.
GOG.
GOG, yes.
Like the only what do you call it? Like storefront or company, whatever that is DRM free that I can think of. I'm sure you guys
I know that Steam stated or Gaben stated if something ever happens to Steam, you will still own all your games or anything else, or still have access to all your games. Now the problem with that though is that if Gaben dies, I think his son takes over. But it's up to his son what his son's going to do, because his son can probably be like, this company's, because as you guys know, Steam is a private company. They don't have to abide by corporate shills and shit. So, but if his son decides to go public, then that's going to be a problem. But yeah, you're right. GOG is for the people though.
Wasn't there like a article saying like you can't inherit somebody's library if they pass away?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that was
silly.
with Bruce Willis a few years ago. I remember hearing something about that with but that was like Apple or something like that. And
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
yeah.
Well, that's
It's
I
really
mean,
sad, all things considered. Now that
I mean, wait, but here's the thing though. Who are you telling? You just be like, who are you telling your shit to? Just give them the account.
Yeah.
Like, what can Valve do?
This is easy. Just name your kids after yourself and like.
If I die, I'm like, okay, son, daughter, here's my password, here's my account name, here's my cell phone. Log on and have fun. Just
I'm
make
gonna have a daughter, and I'm gonna name her Irene, just like I'm named after my parents, and no one's gonna know that like it's Irene Jr. that's
Yeah,
paying on my account now.
She told us
did
that
they not approve that.
He said, "I'll prove of that." He's talking to you, Irie. He ain't talking to me. Yeah, Irie, that's all. That's all. Answer the question. That's on you. We're waiting.
No, sorry, repeat the question. I was.
He said that Hal prove you having a daughter.
Well, I mean.
No. Did he have approval of that name?
No, the name.
You're like, does he have a choice? I'm the one
Damn.
who makes all the decisions in the
Now,
relationship.
and Truth of Thoughts is going to make me say something racist. I say, no, I'm take that back. Woo, Truth of Thoughts, man.
This family is a matriarchy.
She's
Isn't
gonna
that
name.
right, babe?
She's gonna name that child Tyrone Tyrone Jr. boy. That's an inside joke, by the way. So y'all don't know that. But that's serious. Yeah, like GOG though, I'll admit I have a lot of games. Like I kind of miss that GOG. If y'all don't know, they used to do this whole like what's called GOG Connect thing or whatnot, where if they have it on their platform. And you had your games on like any other storefront on like let's say Steam or whatever, you could connect them and you automatically get the game for free. But a lot of companies, so they actually opted out of doing that or whatever, which is it's quite sad actually. But I got a lot of games on GOG. So like whenever GOG has their sales stuff, I try to see what games are cheaper on there. And every so often, I try to spend at least about a good $20 whenever I can, on those on GOG titles or not, because even though it's like, am I going to play those games? Maybe not. But at least I know that I have them and I can download them anytime I want to, because you do own your games in that sort of sense,
Right.
So that's quite pretty cool, and that's pretty interesting that they do that or whatnot. Now, when it comes to these other platforms, though, yeah, you just don't own your games anymore. You can't. Well, it's a licensed code. You play them, you buy them, and then you just don't have. Something happens, you don't have access to them. And that's it. That's your library, hey.
I mean, but I've had plenty of like games that I own on CD that I couldn't play anymore. Not necessarily because I didn't own them, but because they were made such a long time ago and they're on a CD and I don't own a CD player. And then you can't install them on Windows 10. You have to load up a virtual box and install like Windows 95 on it in order to play. Like, I mean, even if you own the game doesn't mean they're still playable.
Ooh, she said Windows 95, taking me back.
Yeah.
Hell no. See,
me and my little brother are into retro gaming, so.
No, I feel that. See, Aloha says you can download GOG games and and back them up to play them later. And yeah, that is very much true. Which is why I do support that. Like, if y'all don't know, GOG does have a thing that's called the GOG Dream List or whatever, where you can wish list games that they could try to bring to the platform. And I really do like that they do that. But it's kind of it's a good thing. It's also a bad thing because a lot of people are choosing a lot more modern games. I mean, there's a lot of classic ones out there that should definitely make a comeback. Like there's some games, example that I voted for, like Fur Fighters, and I voted for what do you call that game? Toy Commander. If anybody remembers that game,
Yeah.
And I want to bring that game back. Now, apparently, right now, people are voting for that game called Gumby versus the Astrobots. Yeah, I mean that show Gumby, that little clay doll thing, claymation TV show. Yeah. So I mean, but overall, I think that's a good thing that they are doing that, and I think more people should support GOG. Which is why when it comes to like any type of Steam, like storefront, right? My only two storefronts is Steam and GOG. That's all I need at the end of the day. And that's another thing too. A quick question: do y'all think that Steam is a monopoly?
No, because there are other services, but they have market majority.
It's pretty close.
It's not a monopoly when everything else is shitty.
Thank you.
All they
thank
have
you.
to do is make something not shitty, and then they can do it. Like they give people the option. It's just people don't want the option to be shitty. They're putting it on the computers. They just want one smooth experience. And Steam offers that, and for some reason they don't understand that. Also, side note, well, go ahead, go into what are you talking about? Because it was
No, I want to ask you about a question.
because like I know you're talking about like I think it had mentioned. No, wait, that was that with Amazon? Because we were talking like Amazon gaming division or whatever, and how like the what was it, the Twitch Luna thing wasn't working or something like that. And I was just like, you guys aren't advertising it enough because you're the largest online retailer, and you're not like directing clicks to like
Luna.
not necessarily Twitch, but yeah, like Luna. You're not even talking about it enough. Like, what are you doing? You have the power to make it better. Just do it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. But no, I go ahead, Avis, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I know Disparity likes Epic Games.
Yeah, fuck you too, buddy. Yeah, fuck you too, buddy. That's what epic about that. Nah, man.
I flipped my shit when it was like I think it was like 1800 or something. It was like exclusively on Epic Game Store, I think it was, and they're like, oh, it's gonna come out to Steam in 6 months. I was.
Man, I think it took when it officially literally. I think it actually came out like a year later on Steam.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I kind of like I gave in and I got it on Epic Game Store and then I forgot about it.
No, you know what's crazy. You know what's crazy when you really look at that though. There hasn't been an exclusive deal when it comes to Epic Games in so long. I haven't seen, unless it's like something like a very small indie game. I haven't seen anything major like get that like this game has become exclusive kind of type, other than like Alan Wake 2 or whatever. And that's and that's pretty crazy. That's actually another reason why I haven't played that game, because I'm not buying the game on Epic Games. I'm sorry, but like as much as I want to play Alan Wake 2, Alan Wake, you better Alan Wake 2 your ass on the Steam or GOG or something. Yeah, but right as of right now, no.
I think I played it on PlayStation when it got released.
I mean, but Irene, you want to buy me a PS5? Irene? I see you got that PS5 back there. No.
But Spacey, remember when
I spend all my husband's money on me.
Crazy.
Remember when they donut walled your favorite game of all time on Epic for like 5 fucking years?
Yeah.
Kingdom, was it Kingdom Hearts? Yeah.
Yes.
They can do, bruh. How y'all gonna do that to me? It's like, I think I told you, I buy look. I'm a simp for Kingdom Hearts. I will get on my knees for Kingdom Hearts. Okay, I'll admit that. I'll admit that. And I buy that shit all the time. You guys tips, okay? But when they fucking paywalled my Kingdom Hearts behind Epic Games, I said Square Enix. There ain't no damn way, bro. I'm desperate. I ain't that desperate, okay? Like shit. And I beat Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 at least 6 times, y'all. Like that shit that's my jam. You know, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how convoluted that storyline is. I still play it. You know what? Y'all know when that part when Woody said, "Let them cook." He like, you know, that shit was the jam, bro. That was it, man. That was it. You know, Kingdom Hearts was like one of my first few JRPG games I ever played. So you know, I fell in love with that shit. But yeah, like now, like hold on though. So
you didn't even play Final Fantasy or something like that before.
So. One thing I want to bring up with this DRM shit, right? This is why DRM is going to be hell on earth. So as you guys know, we're going to an era of gaming handhelds, digital gaming handhelds. These things are pretty freaking amazing. But one thing that majorly holds them, I sound like a fucking whatchamacallit right now. The one thing that majorly holds them back.
Sure.
I feel like a fucking what do you call a newscaster? The one thing that holds them back is DRM. So for you viewers out there, so you viewers out there, if y'all don't know what DRM means, it means DRM can't play your games. Okay?
Why the fuck is it? I just thought you were gonna say DRM these nuts.
I'll think of that. So as you guys see here, the thing is like if you look, I'll show you guys this. I wish I could just zoom in on this shit, but let me see here. So. I got dragged. So look.
Blurry.
So
that shit out of focus.
Yeah, hold on. I'll focus this shit.
Yeah,
here.
I think it's part of the background.
Yeah, here. Let me
background.
Here, let me turn that shit off real quick. I got you. Hold on. Boom. Okay. So let's say this. Let's say let me go to my settings real quick. And let's put this thing in offline mode, okay? We're gonna put it in offline mode. All right. We're gonna keep this right here. Okay. So let's turn on Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remaster. All right. So we're gonna click this button here. All right, it's gonna say launching game. We're gonna skip that because it always does that for some reason. That shader bullshit, right? Hold on, there we go. And so then it's gonna stay like this. Right? It's gonna load up. And then it's gonna come up with a pop-up that says, "Nigga, you can't play your games." Wait a minute, am I being lied to? Oh, it worked this time. Oh, actually, okay. No. I know why it worked. No, I know why it worked. Hold on. Actually, I have to actually restart the console. So how DRM works, by the way, is that it downloads. This game has Denuvo, by the way. It has Denuvo. So how Denuvo? Yes. So how Denuvo works is the game downloads keys onto the console, right? Like car keys in a sense, right? And so if you already been connected online, then you already have those car keys. So let's say you haven't been online, and let's say I restart my console, right? We're gonna restart it real quick. So once I restart it, it loses access to those keys. And because I don't have access online anymore, it can't download those keys to say, hey, you own this game. Even though Steam in general should know that I own this game in general. So it's like, what's the point of DRM? I get it. DRM is there to protect the company from their sales or whatever, right? But as a good paying consumer, though, why am I being held back because you're trying to protect your profits? I paid good money for my product. I want to play my product. Yes, you could say, okay, why do you care so much then? Yeah, we live in a connected society. Look, yes, I agree. We live in a connected society, but put it like this: there are some people or some areas that don't have internet access or whatever. And if you don't have internet access, then you can't enjoy the things, your products or whatever. You know.
And the internet is obviously, can go out for some reason. Maybe something is wrong with your internet company.
Yeah, but this is not a DRM problem. This is a Steam problem, because if you got that game on the Switch, you wouldn't have this problem because Steam expects you to be online. It's a platform. It's a platform issue. It's not a game issue.
So when I need this game to finally play, right? It's actually playing the game. But whenever that's crazy. This game is crazy right now.
There's a term in like tech companies called the demo ghosts. So when you show something, everything is broken. But you have the reverse. You're gonna show something broken, it doesn't work. So you're suffering from demo ghosts.
And the thing is, like, every time I try to play this game, like when I go from home to work or whatever, right? It says right here, like when I started just normally, you got to connect online. I'm like, oh my god, dude, I just want to play some Dragon Quest, man. That's all I wanted to do, dude. Like, come on now.
I think that has to do with like when you play on like a Steam on a handheld device. That's not technically true portable because you're still playing on the Steam platform, and Steam like that kind of expects you to have some degree of like Wi-Fi or online like capability. But if you like play it on the Switch are made to be played offline. Like you can play your games when you download it, you're ready to go. You don't have to have a Wi-Fi connection.
But with that said, though, I think if you're going to go that route with these handhelds, then do you need to do the same thing with these handhelds or these PC handhelds? That's what I feel. I feel like that is something I can agree with. I'm like, look, if you want to compete with the Switch 2 and stuff like that, then yeah, you need to do that. Then, like, once you buy as long as Steam knows in general, if this bitch is connected 24/7, Steam should know off rip, or the console should know that, hey, this person owns this game. He should be able to launch. He or she, whatever, can be able to launch whatever they feel like we're not going through issues. It's just, hey, every so often, I need you to check in maybe once or twice a week or something like that. But sometimes I get, like Tip said, you can't do that very so often. I don't know. It's just like, again, I feel like there is a future for these gaming handhelds, but like DRM can definitely hold these things back. Other than hardware, can't hold these things back. But the good news is that you can play you can download GOG on these handhelds and stuff like that, and you're able to launch them completely because they're all DRM free. Now there are some games on the Steam Deck which are DRM free. Even here's the thing, even the Outer Worlds 2 actually is DRM free on the Steam Deck. I can just launch the game, play it like that, and not have an issue or whatever. But it's just I tried to play that one game. What's it called? That game called Maneater. That game's been out for quite a while. It's a shark eating game where you eat people, I guess, or whatever. I tried to play the game. Guess what? You need to be connected to the internet. So I'm like, you have Denuvo or DRM on an indie game? That's insane. That is insane.
I was actually going to bring that up. That I haven't had a bad experience with DRM stuff. It's more of the online. You must be online to play something. That's kind of I don't know. I don't like that.
And it's like, yes, I get it. We're in a connected society, but like,
Yeah.
look, if you want these gaming handhelds and shit to sell, they should be needed to be connected. At least now, if they were to say, hey, maybe connect this device maybe once or twice a month or something like that, that cool. I can see that because eventually sometimes you'll get the internet and you can do that. But like at the end of the day, it's like, bro, it's just retarded, and it just pisses me off.
And I totally get you, and I don't like the fact that you have to go online to play like an offline game too. But I also like I don't if a developer is developing a game and releasing it on Steam, I don't think a lot of them take the handheld products into mind because it's a subset of gamers. Like, sure, it's nice to bring it on the go, but if you release a game on Steam, you're gonna release it for a PC and not necessarily a handheld console.
Yeah, Aloha brings in chat that Fallout 3 suffered hard from DRM, which it did. If y'all remember the original release of Fallout 3 came out on Games for Windows Live, which is now shuttered, by the way, which was the worst experience of any type of DRM app that you could possibly ever think of. That was Microsoft's first iteration of gaming. If y'all didn't know, I think a lot of people forgot that era, that Microsoft has always been part of the PC game ecosystem. It was just through Games for Windows Live. I think a lot of people forgot about that. Because they tried to make Games for Windows Live their own social media kind of hub center or whatever, but it wasn't. It was a terrible experience though, because every game that came out for Games for Windows Live, it was like integrated into the game itself. So like if you wanted to play, I think like the original Fable or Fallout 3 or Resident Evil 5 multiplayer or stuff like that, it'll have to connect to Games for Windows Live and to authenticate your game. And if you couldn't authenticate it, then you couldn't play your game online or whatnot. And so over the years, gamers figured out how to remove Games for Windows Live where you can play like Fallout 3, for instance. You have to do like a whole convoluted like setup or whatever. You have to go through like a 5-6 setup process in order to do that. And that was very tedious. But if you want to play, Fallout 3, that was the only way before Fallout 3 came out on Steam, by the way. Because Fallout 3 has been on Steam for wasn't on Steam for quite a while either. I think it didn't come to Steam until I think 2015, 2016. Let me see. I have to look it up. Hold on. But yeah.
Do you? I don't know how old everyone is here, but do you remember the area before like any of the platforms where you still got games on CDs, or if you downloaded them via peer to peer? And you had all these wares groups that I still remember some like the Racer in 1911 and Reloaded and Skid Row, and which groups were like good at cracking games, and they sometimes released games like days before the release date, and I don't know how they did it, but like that DRM, that was a pain in the ass. I think the DRM we have today is at least stomachable as opposed to like all of the stuff was it Ubisoft that had this weird anti-piracy that installed rootkits on your computer and stuff just so you couldn't pirate your game?
Possibly. I don't remember. I do know that there was, some game devs they put up jokes around if you pirated the game or whatnot. I think one of the main complaints was when it came to Denuvo is every Denuvo game has that whole hitching issue or whatever, because every time you're playing the game, it'll constantly check that you own the game, if I recall, and it causes issues. And so if you add Denuvo with games with if you add Denuvo with Unreal Engine 5, it is not a good experience at all, because but I don't know if things have changed over the years, but a lot of companies will eventually. I do get it. They do. I will say this. They do remove DRM after a certain amount of set time, but at that point, we already moved on. I guess that's where their sales start to really slow down. They're like, well, we made our money, so it's time to go on to the next thing or not, But does anybody have any other thing to say about DRM though? By the way, because we still got one more topic.
No,
not really.
All right, so this might be a. All right, so this might be a fun one maybe I don't know. The proof of play. Do your game achievements actually mean anything? So, and what we mean by this is that, as you guys know, in modern day video games, you have achievements, you have Xbox Live Gamer Points, you have PSN, what's it called, platinum trophies and shit like that. In Nintendo started, they don't have achievements yet, but they have, game tracking and whatnot, right? Now, there are a lot of people out there that say, example here, hey, Vent asked me, hey, bro, have you played Final Fantasy X? And I'll be like, no, yes, I have, man. It was the greatest game ever. And you're like, okay, then who's Yuna? And then I say, what do you mean? Who the fuck's Yuna? But then Ryan Vince is like, well, Disparity, didn't you play Final Fantasy X? And so then Vance would be like, okay, Disparity, let me see, what are your achievements in that game, Final Fantasy X, or whatever. Let's see your achievements in that game. And I show him my Steam account, and guess what? I privated my Steam account because I don't want you to see my shit. But also, in reality here, I never played Final Fantasy X. So and that basically in that statement here, do they actually mean anything other or whatnot? Or are they or do you see them as just empty numbers? Basically,
Are you getting paid for it?
Me personally, no. No, you're not getting paid for it all.
If you're not getting paid for it, I don't see why it matters.
For me, at least I will say, I'm speaking for myself. I think when it comes to to every game that comes out, you at least get there is always an achievement that says, "Hey, you beat this said game," for instance. And that's the most basic achievement. And there are some people out there that don't even have that achievement because I don't know. I just feel like, me personally, a lot of people just want to be part of the conversation or to be heard in certain gaming communities or circles or whatnot. That's at least how I feel, or whatnot. But so that kind of said, what are y'all's thoughts on that? Do y'all go for those achievements? Do y'all go for those platinums? Do y'all go for those? Do y'all care for your gamer life scores? I mean.
No, I don't care enough about that. It is enough for me.
Because Tips over here, Tips, he's a gamer achievement. He's overachiever, man.
Look at if you're doing it for yourself, if you challenge yourself to get those achievements, that's fine. I think that's why they are in place, because you I want to get these achievements. But if someone else looks at your achievements and judge you based on that, get a fucking life, dude.
I get that. I know for me, I tell people all the time, I play my games. I don't really care for to get achievements. If I get the achievements, I get the achievements. I'm looking at my Steam profile right now. I have over 61,000, 6,100 achievements or whatever, right? But I also have a 21% game completion rate. I don't know how that's tied, but when I beat my games, I just beat them. Similar to what Ridley said, right? And I don't go. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to go out and platinum or get 100% all these games half the time, because I actually want to move on to my next, to the next game I want to play and enjoy, Now Aloha says in chat, he likes the unique ones and the rare ones people don't get. That's interesting. There are some out there what's that one that's called, the Stanley Parable, where you don't play the game for 5 years or something like that.
I think so.
That's
Yeah, for that game, for the Stanley Parable, yeah. But I think a lot of people cheated that achievement by you can unlock the achievement by using the Steam unlocker or whatnot, and that's usually how they do it for the most part. But no, seriously though,
to cheat your achievements that you're trying too hard, dude.
Yeah, you gotta cheat to get an achievement or something like that.
I think for me it might be a little bit of a generational thing, but when I grew up, achievements wasn't a thing. High scores. If you wanted to prove that you there was games where you got a high score at the end, and then you could take a picture and then you could send it into a magazine, and then you would rank you depending on the high score of the picture you sent in. That was the type of achievements I grew up with. I was well in my 20s when achievements in games were even started to be a thing. It is just I don't know. I don't give a shit about achievements in general. I'm not like my husband, who's have to 100% every fucking game, because
he has
I have other things to do.
Wow.
Okay,
That is.
So he has this small amount of time where for he buys the game until that he has to 100% it in, and if he doesn't do it by that point, he will just throw it into the void and move up to the next shiny thing.
That's crazy.
How being exposed in 4K, y'all.
Yeah. That's my favorite pastime. Shit talking my husband.
That's crazy.
You say that Hal has 100% all these games. Yeah, I'm only seeing that his Steam account says he only has 10 perfect games.
Damn, Tips! Wow, Tips is stalking.
No,
Oh my god.
I'm saying that he like. I'm not saying that he's successful. I'm saying that he has the need to. There is one game he keeps going back to, and I don't remember what it is. But he was like, "They released a patch. I need to play this for 2 weeks now because they have achievements that I don't have."
That nigga really got the achievement for the Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo. He got all he got all. That's funny. How you funny, bro? No, like I don't know. Like I said, when it comes to like a great, I think where I'm coming from is this, and a lot of game communities, right? There's a lot of people out there that they feel like that they need to be heard, and they join these like gaming conversations. So like when it comes to like playing video games, you know, again, we all like to just talk and have a conversation about, you know, say a video game, right? It's so weird to me that there are people out there who will come out of the woodworks and be like, yeah, I played this game, I beat this game, and then it's like, okay, then what do you know? Tell us about the story. What do you know about what was your favorite part? And then they don't tell us their favorite part, and then you just ask them, okay, well, I feel like that you're lying. So what are your achievements telling you? So tell us something like, what's your gamer profile in a sense, right? And then they're like, well, I'm not to show you nothing, you know, or anything of the sort. And I just feel like, I don't know, it's weird because as a gamer, you know, you should be happy about your achievements. You know, you should be or whatnot. You shouldn't be scared to show off your achievements as you play these said video games. You know, I don't care if you play Unipop and you perfect Unipop. You should be happy that you perfect Unipop or whatever gooner game that you have out there. So it's like, why are you
Honey Pop?
Unipop, Unipop? They all pop an ass. They all pop an ass at the end of the day. Okay, woman.
Yeah, real quick, Spacey, you were talking about the Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo.
Yeah.
All those achievements are literally just play the game for a few minutes.
Oh, God, that's funny. That's funny.
It's literally just fucking the last achievement is 30 minutes played.
That's fucking funny. But yeah, like, you know, so that's basically where I'm coming from. It's just like a lot of these people who just want to join these gaming conversations just to be a part of something and not like really want to talk about their, you know, set video games or whatnot. It's like it's like these people are being outsiders. They're trying to come in, but they don't know anything about what's going on. So when you look at people, so when you ask people like, hey man, what are your gaming achievements? You know, what's your profile like? Everybody has a gaming profile at the end of the day. Again, you should shine that shit that's a badge of honor. That you took the time that you played these games that you enjoyed. You know, you shouldn't be afraid to play these games that you enjoyed. Like, shit, I might. If you got my Steam profile, I got like Fallout New Vegas on there, Rogue Trader. You know, you can go check out all the achievements. Hell, I got a whole bunch of Age Empires achievements on there. You know, the rarest achievements and shit like that. Like, you know, Law brought up. I'm not ashamed of that, but you know, there's a lot of people who have their profile. You know, they hide their profiles and shit like it's the Epstein files or some shit. Like,
okay, but let's talk about like Age of Empires 2, for instance. Like, you know, you have it on Steam and you have all of these achievements. If I want to have a discussion with you and you don't like what I'm saying, I played the shit out of Age of Empires 2 when it came out, when there was no Steam around. And if I don't have achievements to show you that I played Age of Empires 2, like, am I like less valuable in your eyes? Am I not allowed to join in the conversation?
No,
I don't
so if you played Age of Empires 2, just by playing it and you know your stuff, and like when I say like, hey, okay, if you played Age of Empires 2, what was your favorite faction? You'd be like, okay, my favorite faction was the Koreans. Okay, why was the Koreans your favorite faction? You'd be like, oh, because they get cannon towers or whatever, or they're you know they have their song.
I'm gonna be honest, like I don't remember shit about Age of Empires 2 other than the whoa and like you could shoot in like dodge vipers that shot with the doors. Like that's what I remember. And
stuff like that is fine, but as long as you're not going out of the way, just be like just talking out of your ass, like you know, like the mechanics in and out. That's that weird shit, and that's when I have to ask you, like, okay, so what do you really like? What do you really think about Age of Empires 2? You know, because you know, if you played that game a lot, like I have, you know, I could tell you a lot of that shit because I'm just that kind of guy. You know, even like example, Age of Empires 4, I mostly play the multiplayer side. You could ask me anything multiplayer. I mean, I'm not a pro gamer at that game. I'm in gold in that game. Okay, I can't make it past gold. You know, so it is what it is. You know, but overall, what I'm saying is this though. Again, it just feel like everybody wants to join this like weird, just wants to be part of that conversation. So I think it does matter to an extent. Like I'm not saying like I mean we're not. saying, or I'm not saying you need to platinum or get every fucking achievement in a video game, but at least you gotta have something to show that you actually played this game, this said video game, at the end of the day, instead of just wanting to be the new guy in the group because everybody's talking about it. It's like buying a game that's being hyped or whatever, right?
Yeah, maybe people want to be a part of the conversation even though they haven't played it a lot. Maybe they have opinion. That doesn't mean that they're doing it for hype. Maybe they just want to have a discussion about the game they newly got. Why do they have to have achievements to do that?
Well, there's a difference if they want to. If they just bought the game, they want to talk about it. But as long as they're actually physically playing the game, just enjoying it and not just saying, not just buying it and just leaving it there just because say, hey guys, it's like saying this. Actually, a better example is like saying this. Hey guys, I bought a 4090 GPU. What's up? I'm part of the crowd now. Let's go. I'm part of the PC master race, no kind of shit. You see,
maybe I get a little bit antsy about conversations like this as a girl, because whenever I join in a conversation, it feels like it doesn't matter what I talk about. If I talk about bands or something, they're like, "Oh yeah, you like this band? Name 3 songs." And I was like, I just found this one song and I like it. I just wanted to talk about something I thought was cool. It's like, why do you have to prove yourself over the fact maybe I just want to say, hey, I enjoy something without having to prove myself that I'm actually a true enjoyer of the thing.
Yep.
I feel like that's a little bit elitistic.
Now, one thing I also want to pull up too is that Bilbo's favorite game, by the way, y'all, is not a Japanese game. His favorite game is Expedition 33 because he just sent me that in a private DM. Ain't that right, Bilbo? Yeah, I'm calling you out, Bilbo. He been at Bilbo. He's supposed to be #1 soldier, and he sent me DMs of how Expedition is his favorite game. That's why he's in chat right now. But
actually, we have a great comment in chat. Caesar 3 was an excellent game. I played the shit out of all of the Caesar games. They are amazing.
Cap, because SimCity 4 had the best music. Okay, that shit was lit. Okay, rest in peace, Maxis. Right on. Rest in peace, Maxis. But yeah, again, Expedition 33.
Oh yeah,
that's Vance's favorite game too. Just kidding. No, well, okay, we'll put it like this. Well, in reality, me and Vance were having a small conversation. We want to kind of hold off on this, right? So a lot of people as you know, Expedition 33 came out earlier this year. This is the last topic, by the way. Then we're going to be done. We got other obligations. I think, at least I think we do. I don't know. What do you think, Tiss? You think we're gonna? There might be sleep, but anyways, though. So, Expedition 33 came out earlier this year. A lot of people, touting this as the game of the year, and that this is gonna be, this is it. This is the game. This is the game that revived. These are actual keywords. These words I'm using, by the way, are words that people have been actually using. That the Expedition 33 revived the turn-based strategy genre, or the turn-based art genre in general. So basically stating that there has been no good JRPG, no good turn-based game since Final Fantasy VII, the original Final Fantasy VII, up until Persona 5, basically. And so people are turning Expedition 33 as in, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread or whatnot. So from y'all, if you played it or have not played it, what are y'all thoughts on that? And y'all think, do y'all care for Game of the Year if it's going to win it or not? Me personally, I just don't care, because the fact is, I played better game. Like I called Expedition 33 a mid-plus tier game. Not that it's bad. It's just I played better games like Kingdom Hearts. But
I haven't played it, but I was like, why do we have to revive turn-based action stuff? It's not that fun.
What?
I feel like when they say
And
revive,
I loved Final Fantasy VII. I learned English playing Final Fantasy VII.
I'm sorry. She killed me, y'all. She said turn-based strategy games are not fun. That's cap. That's cap. Turn-based games keep your brain active. Like, look at Riddler, keeping his brain active, right? Don't worry, Riddler, he's there. But so Bilbo says that Tales of Grace's F is better than Xbox 360. Tips, what are your thoughts on that? Because I know you platinumed that game, you turned it out, you tricked it out. What are your thoughts on the Tips?
I mean, the problem is I can't really compare since I never really played
True.
Expedition 33. But I will at least say the Tales. I enjoyed Tales of Grace's F. It was a pretty fun game considering I, got to play it for like through the entire game my own for the first time. Because every time I ever play a Tales game, it's always been with my brother and cousin, and they're the ones who just like always play the game in their off time. Back when I was like always gone and having to go to school.
Yeah,
But
like I don't.
just-
Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just to say, Graces was a good game. That's all I could say.
Oh, that's good. Now, but overall, though, I just think my thing is like, look, again, I think I told Vanta this earlier. I was like, Expedition 33. It's not a bad game. It's just the fandom, though. It makes people hate it in that sense, and it's not that they hate it to hate it. It's that they're hating it because the fandom is making it seem like this is the greatest game ever, which we had a hell of a lot of good bangers. The problem is, it's like with Vanta. You could probably say what you said earlier. The whole niggas with the ball and the gun shit. They got to step out step out the comfort zone, and they got to play different JRPGs. But go ahead, though. I'm not gonna put words in your mouth.
I mean, I was really mostly pointing out that these guys are a lot. Imagine a lot of these guys playing this probably don't play a lot of JRPGs, or at least don't play. It's not like because things like with Persona 5 being what it was, and with what was it, Metaphor Refantasio, and of course Expedition. It's like those are really good games, and they look really good. They have really high production value, and it's just like they've come out and they're more mainstream now than it was back in the day. So it's like, yeah, of course people are gonna look at those and go, oh, well, these are the next thing. And it's like because if you're not playing Final Fantasy and you're not playing what are like an SMT game, for example, or a Fire Emblem, then it's like what other RPGs are you playing, especially turn-based? It's like you could probably say something, but it's probably gonna sound more niche. So it's like these games coming out and being like a big deal and whatever. It's like, well, people are already playing those, but if you're talking about like somebody who doesn't play that kind of game or isn't interested in that or doesn't immediately come out, like that one guy that was all like, the gaming isn't the same as it was when I was doing, it's kind of like that. It's like, well, yeah, if you're looking for that kind of production value or whatever, I guess you could argue that like, okay, they did a hell of a job with those, but to say it's like, okay, these as if the other ones don't exist or aren't as good, it's like, yeah, it's kind of frustrating, but
Yeah. Anybody's have anything to say on that note? And just like it could be about anything. Like would you recommend people like a
Would I
JRPG
recommend-
game? Yeah, like a JRPG or whatnot.
I would recommend Expedition 33. It's not a bad game.
And I agree.
And it does deserve Game of the Year.
But Bilbo, Dragon Quest is trash though, bro. What you talking about?
Unless Tides of Annihilation come out and it just blows everybody fucking mind. Like, yeah, I'm a big Knights of the Round fan, so there's that. But
I was gonna say, like I said, I recommend Digimon Storytime Strangers.
I still need to get that too.
I think one of the things is, so when I started playing it, I was like, this looks like, I don't know, like an SMT game, and it looks really good because I just realized one of the art designers or whatever for character designers also did several other games. Like he did several SMT games actually, like for it was Shin Megami, specifically the Devil Survivor games, and apparently Fire Emblem Heroes and a few animes. So yeah, we are working with somebody who is cooking previously. But like one of the things I liked about it is just that it's very I don't think I like the Pokemon comparisons anymore because it's very different. I find myself just enjoying the time with it, and the fact that there's so many Digimon, even though apparently there's about 450 something Digimon in the game, which with more coming due to DLC. and I find
Damn.
myself just So it's like I find myself digivolving just because I want to see what they turn into next. So it's hard to create like a core team because I'm just seeing what else I can make.
Mhm.
Like, and you can hold up to like 999 of them. So
Like,
that's pretty cool.
for me, it's like when I recommend people Expedition 3, I'll say, sure, for one playthrough, and then I'll say move on. That's not even trying to like to be rude on it or anything of the sort. For me, like when it comes to certain games, there are certain games that when I say this right, there are certain games that have to hit to me. What I mean by hit is like when I play them, they make me feel some type of way, basically, right? Like I can name several games that's done that for me. Like what do you call it? Kingdom Hearts series done that for me. Days Gone has done that for me. Horizon Forbidden West did that to me. Yakuza Like a Dragon did it to me. Infinite Wealth was kind of trash towards the last like 5 hours though, but so that's why it's not on that list to me. But there are certain games that's done that to me. Now, Expedition 3, it's like I played it, I paid attention to the story, the gameplay was nothing special because this gameplay, all it is just you just got parry dodge. There's nothing too simple, no, nothing too special. The story kind of lost me towards the third act, and that's just because like I wanted to go a whole different direction, and it just kind of it just landslided somewhere else, and I'm just like, yeah, I guess my expectations is too high because they're going. It felt like they're going somewhere, and it was just like. It, to me, it just turned out to be a girl just misses her brother, and it's like, oh, okay, well, it wasn't just compelling enough. Like, so I'm like, all this is happening because of X, Y, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, basically. And so I think, like, as for one playthrough, play it, get your opinion on it, enjoy it. But like to me, there are greater JRPGs out there that I enjoyed. Like Star Ocean. What do you call it? The first Departure? I enjoyed that game. I beat that shit. The shit was great. I actually got unlocked all the companions. Dragon Quest is a great game series. Persona is a great game series, but you can say Persona might be too mainstream right now, so it might be a pretty easy pick. Metaphor is a great game series, but you got to get ready to spend 100 hours in these games because that's a long ass time. So yeah, there are some great JRPGs out there. It's just I think a lot of people. When people say things like, there's no other turn-based strategy game out there, I'm like, no, that's a damn lie. You just got to get out your comfort zone and actually play and enjoy these JRPGs or these turn-based strategy games out there, because there's plenty out there. It's just every so often just be like, okay, I'm going to try to get out my comfort zone. I'm going to try out this game and see if I like it, especially if you can pick it up for like less than $10 or $15, something like that. Go ahead and try it. Because a lot of Western RPGs are basically CRPGs or whatnot. Like Pillars of Eternity, Rogue Trader, Baldur's Gate 3, stuff like that. And they have their own place as well. There are people out there that played Baldur's Gate 3, didn't like it, even though that game won Game of the Year. But Baldur's Gate 3, in a sense, did change the industry in the sense that like production wise and value, like they gave the player more value out of the game, basically. But that's just my personal opinion on that or whatnot.
Baldur's Gate 3 or Astarian Dating Simulator, as it's also called.
Bonk on the head, horny. Calm down, horny. Bonk.
I'm just saying that game got a lot of girl players for like not the strategy part.
I ain't gonna lie though, I did goon over Karlak though. That was my baby girl. I gooned the fuck out of her. Wait, what? Hold on, what? Sorry. Yeah, I had the best scene was that sex scene with her. She picked me up. It was like, I'm fucking you. I thought, oh shit, I'm ready. So I'm ready, queen.
Oh my god. Yo, that's Balak over there.
Yeah, the Balak. But also though, at the same time, what's it? Also, fucking what you call was the same one too. Old girl, other mean bitch over there. She was a dommy mommy too. Fucking what's her name? Because Ryan killed her at the start, or not killed her, but he made her run away from our party at the start of our playthrough. What was her name? God damn it. Tips or Vince, I know y'all remember her name.
Modernia?
No. What's her name? The fucking whatchamacallit in Baldur's Gate 3. Lazel, thank you, Lazel. Oh, I'm sorry, we called her Bazel. There you go. See, that's why I forgot her. We call her Bazel because Bazel, she'll say, "Look, nigga, give me that dick." You'd be like, "Okay." I'm turning that shit down.
The fact that Ryan engaged in a fight with her at the beginning of the game.
But she attacked me.
I love when Ryan says that. she attacked me, so I said, "Kill this bitch."
Yeah. Actually, then we didn't even kill her. She just left.
He said, "I'm defending myself."
Okay. I
That's
did.
fucking. That's
What
funny,
is
dog.
wrong? You just said something.
That's funny as fuck, dude. But no, like again, like that something like Baldur's Gate 3 that changed shit. That did some shit because now you know what's crazy is that now the developers are actually like, damn, we really should start stepping our game up now when it comes to these CRPG games. Though we look at Solasta 2. If y'all want another Baldur's Gate S experience, we're currently playing Solasta 1 right now. But if y'all look at Solasta 2, that game, they're going the Baldur's Gate route. They stepped up their game, which is quite insane, you know? And so, like, but when it comes to like something like Expedition 33, it's just like, what is it doing differently? A lot of the gameplay mechanics, you know, are already done in past previous games. To say that y'all, it's made by a French studio, because people are there making claims like it was made by 33 people. The game was like, no, like, bro, the game does not develop by 33 people, bro. We had other people too. Like, the fuck, like, where are these claims coming from? But either way, does anybody have anything last thing to say before we can go ahead and wrap it on up? Because I had a good time today. But anybody, y'all got anything to say? Anybody? Y'all are good? All right. Well, y'all, I appreciate you guys for joining the podcast today. Appreciate you guys for coming on into the chat, you know, hanging out tonight. You know, much appreciated on that. We'll go ahead and start with Aiden. Aiden, do you got anything else to say before we go ahead and dip out of here, sir?
No, go subscribe to Disbearity.
Oh, thank you, sir. Go subscribe to Aiden's and his
the stream.
OnlyFans. He has his OnlyFans too, by the way. Just saying. Man, Bilbo here says in chat, go play more GRPGs, niggas. That's crazy, Bill. I can't believe you put that. The niggas part is silent, by the way.
Autocorrect.
Nah, but
full words are silent.
But I appreciate that. Like, yeah, definitely. Y'all like the video. Y'all definitely like the stream. You know, appreciate it. You know, y'all are new here. Definitely consider subscribing. I try to at least do this podcast at least once a month. You know, we all get together, talk, see what happens, you know, within the monthly time, you know, shit like that. What do you call? Tips, you got anything to say? Let people know who you are, what you're about, you know, before we head out here?
No, I kind of already, you know, said what I had to say at the start, besides...
You can always repeat it, Tips, because there are always new people here, Tips.
Well, I mean, no, I was just gonna say the only thing I really had to say is
you know, Venta. Hold on, Venta. I got you, Venta. Say it in Tips' voice, Venta. Do the Tips voice. Venta, do the Tips voice. Stacey.
Well, it's yours.
I play the game, Stacey. I just say what it says, Stacey.
Make sure you subscribe to Disbearity. Make sure you comment and smash that like button.
Yeah, if y'all, dang, he said smash it. He said, no, I appreciate that. Irene or Seattle. Yes. Seattle. Tell us who you are, what you're about before we head out. Let people know who you are. Now, guys, hold on, y'all. I'm so proud of Irene. Y'all, let me tell y'all. She got out of her comfort zone to come on here and talk her shit. I appreciate her. You know, and I hope that I can bring you back on again if you ever want to. You know, again, it's a monthly thing, once a month thing. You know, since you have a lot of free time, according to you.
Yeah, I do. Being a homemaker and all. No, but it was fun. Thanks for having me. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. I say I might give Expedition 33 a chance and see if I still hate turn-based role-playing games as much as. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like the mechanic is really like all that fun and interesting, but maybe Expedition 33 would change that for me.
Well, I will say this. Hal never beat the game, but you have it in the Steam family, so you got it for free.
Oh, I don't even have to buy it. Good thing that you have more, like, you know, you keep track of my husband better than I do.
That's crazy.
You can tell what they were doing before you came here, though.
That's crazy. That's fucking funny. That's crazy, though. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to remind y'all. She said when you ain't got married,
Irene.
was more market.
Irene, let me tell you, girl. I told her not to buy Borderlands 4 or whatever. He bought it anyways, and guess what? He hasn't touched that game in weeks. I said, how they no damn way.
I know.
And then he's trying to tell me the Game Pass games. or whatever. Some shit. I said, how? You got a game pass for this game, bro, or some shit?
He bought the game by accident. He didn't realize he did. And then it's like, oh, I got a game for free. And I was like, no, you probably bought it. You didn't realize it. He's like, oh, yeah, I did.
Dark Riddler, tell us who you are, what you're about before we go ahead and dip out here, sir.
Yeah, I'm Dark Riddler, y'all. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, and on Rumble. I have a game in early access, like we have just brought up today. I really need to put out that second novel. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
And also keep in mind, y'all, everyone who's part of this podcast is in the description below, so keep that in mind.
Yeah,
All
that
their Twitters
too.
and stuff. So
I pretty much just play single player stuff. I try to have one day where I play multiplayer, but for the most part, I'm all about stories and stuff like that. Of course, as you can see, I'm a writer, but yeah, that's really it, y'all.
What's the game you're working on?
because Furious.
Visualization. Yeah,
Furious?
we just came
Furious,
out
yeah.
of Anime New York.
And let me tell y'all something. Like, if all y'all go to the bitch want to complain, you ain't getting shit done. But let me tell you, Dark Riddler over here, y'all. He said, "No, I'm tired of y'all bitches and y'all shit. I'm gonna join a game dev, become a game dev." Guess what? He did it, and there you go. He's a game dev, y'all. So if y'all gonna keep bitching about y'all not liking shit. Well, guess what? You gotta do something about it, and really did something about it. Or there you go.
I'm gonna make my own game with blackjack and hookers.
Hey, and if it's successful, you can do it.
If only that was legal.
Yeah. And Vanta, tell us who you are and what you're about, so on and so forth. Tell us good stuff. Vanta says he's going to get a 9060 graphics card in the future. He says he's going to become a content creator. He's my cousin, by the way, and he says he likes JRPGs. He likes big titties.
Right.
I mean, you're not saying I'm wrong, so
You're not wrong.
I think everyone who says they like big titties doesn't have them because they're a bitch to carry around.
But not for real. Is that it, Vantas? You already got this? Okay. I got you. Yes, I got you. For me, y'all, my name is Disbearity. Again, I used to go by Disbearity RTS, TBS, and RPGs. At this channel, though, you'll see a lot of different kind of things. You'll see gaming news. You'll see podcasting, of course. You'll see let's plays of RPGs, JRPGs, strategy games, just whatever the folks know. Because doing that kind of stuff helps me clear out my backlog whenever I can. Again, like I said, the next time y'all will see another podcast will be sometime in December. That will be like the final podcast, of course, of the year, and that'll be like, I think that'll be episode 9 or 10. I don't know what episode we're currently at right now, and that'll be the end of season 1, basically. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Season 1 of this podcast. So I do something pretty special for season 2 when I come back. So yeah, so we're gonna come back for season 2. Yeah. But next week, let's see. Work schedule wise, I won't be live until Wednesday next week because I got work, y'all. I'm a working man now. I work in corners. At least that's what I feel like, man. I'm playing. And I work the streets and make that money, and I won't be live. anyways, y'all have a good night. Y'all stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Stay out of trouble, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out, y'all.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.